Slam Pigs podcast is back. We are the Brock Lesnar of wrestling podcasts. We show up whenever the hell we feel like it, but goddamn, when we do, it feels so good. I'm not alone. I am joined by my co-host on Slam Pigs podcast, first and foremost at UberTieGuy on Twitter, Colin Dunn. Man, welcome back to the show. So good to have you back. So glad to be firing on all cylinders, Slam Pigs, once again. How are you, and where can everyone catch you and all that good shit? And as always, no one heard my intro because of my fucking audio setup, but that's okay. To you, Colin. I know you didn't hear me. Colin, what's going on, man? Like I said, we are the
God damn it. The one
wrestling
time
podcast. We show up whenever we feel like it, but when we do, it feels so good. Colin, man, what's going on? So glad to have you and Kuzon back. Real quick, where can everyone catch you? All that shit.
And the one time I just don't just start randomly speaking. The one time I don't, because it bit me in the ass the last time, but it's fine. Hi, what's up? I'm glad to be back. It's always fun to do these shows. You can check me out on Twitter at UberTieGuy. I'm always there talking wrestling and so on and so forth. So that's where you can check me out.
Okay. To the and then as always, the trifecta Slam Pigs podcast returns. Kuzon, my man, welcome back. Thank you, firstly, for staying up so goddamn late to be on the show with us. We'll try to get you your little sleeps in soon. But where can everyone catch you and your show? And your co-host is with us, too. We'll get to that in a second. But how are you doing? Where can everyone find you?
I'm tired. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I hate you all. You're bad people. Send you all to jail. Hi, I'm Kuzon. I'm the British guy. You find me at Kuzon TV on Twitter. You can find me on Twitch playing games, twitch.tv /Kuzon_TV and K&H Show, but I'll let Hammers do all that.
There you go. Speaking of Hammers, the other half of your right-hand man over there. Welcome back, my man Hammers. What's going on? Thank you for coming on. Spur of the moment. You are booked like Dennis Stamp. A lot of people don't know this. You and I just for your channel and all that stuff that's yet to be released. Look for that soon. But until we get there, where is your channel? Where can everyone catch you?
Yes. Well, I'm sorry. Something's going on with my connection here. You son of a bitch, Cox. I can't believe it. I'm going to kick somebody's ass if I have to. Hold up.
It's Eric Bischoff.
Okay, there we go.
Boy's been rainmaker. What the fuck happened?
Boy's been something.
Oh no, the booth maker.
Well, I know if you want to call us back real quick, get your connection figured out.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Let me call back here.
All right, go ahead and call us back. While you do, how can we forget the Big Don, the godfather of everything, Logan Myers?
Yeah, are you doing
house
something now?
Guys, our special guest. What's going on, Logan? Welcome back.
Thank you, Travis, Colin, Kuzon, Hammers. Glad to be back. It's been a while. It's been like 3 months, it feels like. It also feels like I don't even know how to podcast no more. Can I even do this introduction correctly for how to find me on Twitter at Logan Myers 144?
I don't think we ever did know how to podcast. We just kind of wing it.
You still got it. You still got it.
No.
You deserve it.
I can hit me ass.
Also,
this is awesome.
Also, Travis, from now on, if you'll introduce Logan as Slim Gravy, like some random Facebook thing told him his new rap name would be, I'd appreciate it.
That's disgusting. You're bad people.
And I also have a movie out on Netflix called The Priest, and the description of it is I'm an intelligent, sexy man, but a virgin, but all the women fight over me. So
I don't hear any lies.
there you go.
I mean, when I hear Slim Gravy, it sounds like healthy choice. Just put a gravy out or something. I don't know.
Sounds like a damn can of dog food or some shit with gravy.
Slim
Gravy.
Where the mascot's a dog with like just some really racist looking like glasses and hats and like a big puffy jacket.
Yes. Just make him cute like Beethoven and people. Yeah.
Yes.
How much you hearing this? What is this?
Yes, I am. Yeah,
Ham-
I'm hearing it. I'm hearing it.
Oh,
You
man,
sound much
Slim
better
Grave-
now, by the way, Hammers.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I had to kick Cox in the ass for a moment, but yeah, we're good.
Steel toe boot style.
Yep, kick rocks and cocks all
yeah.
over the place.
I'm gonna start telling people to kick cocks instead of kick rocks and just see the look that I get.
I like it.
Hammers, finally plug your shit, man.
Yeah, you can find me on the Twitters at Hammers at Hell. You could find me on YouTube at the K&H Show. You could try to find me on Facebook or Instagram, but you can't because you got them fat asses. And you can find me on Pornhub at
Oh, jeez.
Delicious Coxic Booty 58. Yeah.
Yo, that was my Yahoo tag.
I was gonna say
That was copyright.
that was my nickname in high school.
That was my nickname in elementary school. Fuck it.
Wow.
Preschool bitches. Woo, woo.
And by the way, I do want to clear up the rumor once again. If you come across Hibiki TMD on Grindr, it's not me. It's a fake. I promise.
Boy's lying. You're not slick.
Big bootylicious.
I feel like.
Colin,
Good. 'Cause
I wanna ask this question. Colin, since the last episode, I want you to confirm this or deny this for me straight up.
Okay.
In the
okay.
last episode, I stated that you were going to, what was it, like a camp, like a school or something?
God, has it been that long since we did an episode? Yes.
Yeah, that's
last year around this time, I was going to a summer camp to work there. Yes.
Okay. Did you gas any Jews?
Lord have mercy. No, I can confirm right here on the Slam Picks podcast. You've heard it here first. I did not turn into Hitler. However,
But
However,
I just got flashbacks to that monster pop you got from all those kids with your magic trick you did.
it wasn't a magic trick. I did a bottle flip.
Might
I
as
did
well
a
be.
bottle flip. Yeah, and the entire place lost their minds. But however, though, I do have a tattoo that is a small dime-sized portrait of Hannibal Lecter, but from a distance, it bears a striking resemblance to Adolf Hitler. So close enough, I guess.
I thought you were gonna say
Yeah.
Paul Heyman, but damn it, okay.
No, I might as well get a Paul Heyman tattoo.
Yeah, he is a Jew, so.
So like
Yeah.
like when the light
Okay.
hits the tattoo, like he has a Hitler stash in certain light.
No, it just looks like Hitler from a it just always looks like Hitler from a distance.
Wow.
It's like a
Lucky you.
Snickers commercial where they mess up the fucking spelling of a name or some shit.
Right.
Except it's Hitler.
Right.
And underneath it says hit your instead of Hitler.
You're bad
Gentlemen,
people.
I feel like at this point we're just putting it off because a week from now, all of us are going to be so goddamn burnt out on professional wrestling. Why are we all here, Colin?
We're here it's Mania fucking weekend, boys and girls. It's Christmas, it's New Year's, it's every wrestling fan's favorite weekend of the year. We got Mania, we got TakeOver, we got all the indie shit no one wants to talk about.
Fuck you. No.
Hey, I'm talking on behalf of the host. I love the indie shit, but I'm just talking
Hey,
about
whoa. First off,
Oh,
you don't have to speak for me. And secondly, I don't hate the indies. I get a bad rep. I don't hate the indies. I hate a lot of shit I see on the indies, but I don't hate the indies.
Does New Japan count as the Indies? That's kind of like
No.
one of the most famous companies in
It does
Japan.
not
Joey
count as
Ryan?
the indies.
does Joey Ryan count as independent?
He
Yeah.
does. Also, I want to point out, someone sent me earlier. I mean, Travis or someone had sent it in the group chat too, but someone sent me earlier the picture of the advertisement for $30, and you can touch Joey Ryan's dick, and I'm like, wow, I
That's
would
bad.
be sold on a Mania weekend trip on that alone. So I mean, next year, man, I'm gonna make it happen.
Oh, dear God.
I'm gonna fly to Florida just to fondle Joey Ryan for the sake of an Instagram photo.
What's
Colin.
I'm also-
girlfriend?
But I'm also no, Kuzon, I'm single now. Thank you for that. But
Oh, that's
Oh.
not bad.
Well,
it's all good.
that
for the
just
record,
happened.
I will wear the gender shirt for the photo. That way, it's just the right amount of cancer.
I feel like
no.
I feel like it's only fair. What's her face? Is Priscilla Kelly? Priscilla.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like, it's
Priscilla.
only fair. Like you should be able to go pay to touch her pooter if you can touch his finger. You know.
I mean, yeah.
How much to make him nut?
I think if you do that, then the photo op is free.
There's like a special like fan access thing where if you invest like $250,000, he'll retire from professional wrestling. So that's what I want to start a Patreon for, to have Joey Ryan retire.
In other news,
No, like Colin was saying though, in other news, it is Mania week, Mania weekend, what have you. And it's not, at this point in 2019, it's not like it used to be back in the day, you know, that you'd have a little fan access thing. No, now you round up every goddamn promotion you can in the fucking world and you go to said city every year. And hey, that city's economy, they're through the roof. That's why there's bids on WrestleMania now, you know what I mean? To think where it all started in 85, where they took such a huge risk with the first WrestleMania, and they weren't really that positive. They thought they were going to lose their ass from all the. They just thought Vince was crazy, but lo and behold, it worked, and here we are. To think it'd be Super Bowl status is kind of crazy now, and I don't feel like it's ever going back to small arenas, Logan.
no. And speaking of WrestleMania, there's so many goddamn matches on the WrestleMania card that can we just go ahead and add the Jim Cornette versus Eric Bischoff, since Jim Cornette literally called Eric Bischoff a cum-guzzling bitch on Twitter and then deleted it.
I just saw two old men yelling about Blue Chew pills every time I saw their.
I thought they were yelling about. I thought they were arguing about Viagra.
That's essentially what.
Oh,
That's the saddest thing ever, man.
I could have swore that they were arguing about the blue pill with Mae Young back in the day, but
Y'all need to grow up. Fuck's sake.
that did
Also,
not.
I just want to give a shout out to OJ in the chat saying, of course Colin is single. He owns a gender shirt.
Oh, I was actually going to ask one of you to man the chat.
A Mitch. Yeah, I got you, man. Followed by A Mitch. I've learned to just accept Colin's bad taste in wrestlers.
Oh.
See, it was all going well, and then Baron Corbin shaved his head. And that's where
okay, for the record, I will be the first to admit, whose fucking idea was, like, who decided to put the script together for Raw this past week and then just hit shuffle on how everything was going to show up on TV?
Yep.
Because you did everything that was important in the first hour. And then Baron Corbin versus Mysterio decides to close out the go-home Raw, the flagship show to Mania. Like, don't get me wrong, I fucking love Baron and I'm ecstatic for him. But it also doesn't make a whole lot of sense in hindsight.
Yeah.
No, it's fun.
Firstly, shout out to OJ. I wish you could have made it, man. You were missed. Thanks for stopping by the chat, though. And I feel like I kind of see where they're coming from, but it's their own fucking fault at the same time for making the show so long. You want to, I guess, in their eyes, they want to get their big money angles in at earlier hours because fans are so burnt out by hour 3, they tune out. I see it from that point of view, but what you got left is like what you said, the sporadic clusterfuck of a show.
It's a clusterfuck, definitely, and I'm more excited about NXT TakeOver. So
yeah, I think that's the constant now at this point every year. I can't remember a podcast I've done for WrestleMania in the last at least 3 years where that wasn't the case. And the card they've stacked for TakeOver this year, holy shit, hammers.
Yes, indeed. It's the 5 matches that they have going into TakeOver is going to be bananas, especially the 2 out of 3 falls match with Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano. That match alone should be considered a match of the year contender in anybody's rightful thinking. Hopefully, it turns out to be what it's meant to be.
yeah, I agree with you. It feels like that match alone feels like a Shawn Michaels versus Chris Jericho at Mania, or Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels. It's one of those matches at NXT.
Or Shawn Michaels and Kamala on Raw. You just
yeah.
Shawn Michaels, sorry, Logan.
Well, Adam Cole reminds me so much of Shawn Michaels a little bit, so I kind of give him my edge. Johnny Gargano is he's Johnny Wrestling. So that match is going to be really good.
Guys, let's do this real quick because we got a hell of a WrestleMania card. Let's just real quick, just fly through NXT TakeOver, get our predictions real quick. The one match that I'm kind of iffy on the booking of, I kind of don't get, and I know it's developmental, but these guys, and yes, the Dreams had about a year start on Matt Riddle, but you're elevating two guys you want to get over, right? At the same, I feel like this is gonna kind of hurt both guys in a way. Probably Riddle more because I see the fans being behind Dream more than Riddle in the match. I'm kind of baffled at the booking though. Why would you? It's kind of like just. You know what I'm saying? But other than, I'm sure it's going to be a good match. I'm sure I'm going to like it. But that was my only complaint literally on just this whole card was that match. It's not really a complaint. It's just something maybe I would have done a little different. You know what I mean?
I think it works okay because they had Dream versus Ciampa at TakeOver for the main belt. And I was kind of on the same boat. I'm like, well, those are two guys where like, do you really want to have either of them lose? And even still with Dream losing, he still looked like $1 million. And so I think with this match, no matter who comes out winning or losing, I think they're still both going to look strong. And so I guess I'll give my prediction now. I think Dream retains. I don't see them giving, Dream such a short reign after, winning it from Gargano. So so I think Dream's retaining. I think Riddle's going to look super badass. I think he's obviously going to make his, a name for himself here. What he does after, as far as programs or anything like that, I think him and Dream might still feud for the belt after because it has been such a short build that they could definitely do more with this until the next TakeOver too. So, I think Dream retains.
Kuzon, you been keeping up on NXT a lot?
Oh no. I've kept up with the UK stuff because I went to a couple of them, really good experiences. But as of American NXT, no, I haven't kept up with any of it. I'm not big on Matt Riddle. I'm not sure if he's a face or a heel.
He's the face.
Right, he should be a heel. Straight up, his gimmick is a heel gimmick. This guy's a fucking gobshite.
Does anyone else feel like it's one of those babyface gimmicks that you can just see coming from a mile away, kind of like a Mojo or a Zack Ryder, where fans are going to turn on it eventually?
Yeah,
I think that might be a good thing. That might be a good thing, though.
I think Riddle is super popular, and I think, I think he'll stand the test of time as far as this gimmick is concerned. But everyone kind of gets turned on at some point. Everyone they peak, and then it's just sort of back to just a normal reaction. But I think as a face, he's going to be okay.
Yeah, for example, Colin and Joey Ryan. Colin always gets turned on about Joey Ryan. So
every time I see him.
We're gonna not.
But I feel like Velveteen Dream should retain this title because all the title runs have been really short-lived. Adam Cole didn't really have long with the title. Johnny Gargano obviously didn't either. So they need to make this championship more prestigious by having somebody hold that title for just a little while.
Yeah, I can see that. Hammers, who you got?
Okay, there's two scenarios that go off in my head while I'm thinking about this. One is completely, like you guys says, this is going to be Velveteen Dream's match to win, and it's going to kind of basically settle these two guys as maybe a mid-card rivalry going forward to, I don't know, the SummerSlam-ish time or Survivor Series time.
Mm-hmm.
What also another scenario going off in my head is the title. I don't see this title as being as prestigious or looked at as prestigious as the NXT World title. I see this more as the television title. This is for the guys who are that mid-card player that you can change over in an instant. Like this
groom
title
them.
belt is for those quick changes. Yes. So I can see Matt Riddle winning this title at WrestleMania or at NXT Takeover. Now, it also becomes clear a little bit that we how do I put this without sounding like a huge massive dick? I could see Velveteen Dream going up to the main roster coming up here real soon. And to free him up from those occasions, it's going to be very easy to have the title off of him just for WWE's sake on the main roster. So if I had to pick between the two, it's most likely going to be Velveteen Dream, but I say don't be surprised if Velveteen Dream loses the title, because we are in New York and Matt Riddle has been known as a New York boy. So I just say be precautious of this match, because we may see a curveball.
I'm going to be that asshole and kind of just be on that other side of the fence I feel like, and it sucks because Dream is that good, but I feel like the only reason he has the title right now is because they had to scrap all their plans because Ciampa got hurt. They had to get that belt off Gargano. They had to just rush Gargano turning babyface like we saw with him finally, now he's babyface again, right? He attacked Ciampa. That's not a slight on Dream. It's just they were in a pickle, right? But I feel like there's big plans for both of these guys in the future, but character-wise, how they want to do it, it's straight up because they're both baby faces. Like, and the Dream I know the Dream came out on a couch on NXT this week, but it's not like he was like, you know what I'm saying? Matt Riddle came off like the heel, like you were saying earlier in that fucking angle. But anyway, I feel like they're gonna book Matt Riddle stronger over Dream 9 times out of 10 because they want. This is a bold statement, but they want some kind of successor to a Brock and Ronda character. They love that he has that MMA background on his fucking resume. They love that shit. That's just more exposure for them, especially with Raw this year. I feel like Riddle's taking it, hands down.
If Velveteen Dream doesn't need, like for Adam Cole, he went from losing the North American champion to getting that opportunity for the NXT title, and so did Johnny Gargano. So if you look at it, a lot of people might predict Velveteen Dream, if he loses that championship, he's going to the main event for the NXT title again and actually win it. I disagree. I don't think he needs that title. I think if he loses at NXT TakeOver on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown Live, we're going to see Velveteen Dream debut the night after Mania or, SmackDown Live.
This might be an easier one for everybody, though, to predict. Tag team title match, Ricochet, Aleister Black versus War Raiders. Colin, who do you got?
Based on what had just happened on SmackDown tonight, because this one is kind of like a back and forth for me, but it's just because of the way Black and Ricochet are being booked on the main roster, and because they're on the main roster, I just don't see a reason for them to win the NXT belts because, hypothetically they could start bringing them to SmackDown and Raw because I know they're going to Fox, and more than likely NXT will go to Fox, so maybe that's how they kind of like introduce that. And so I could see that being a scenario. But I think Black and Ricochet, spoiler alert, I think they're probably going to... I don't know just yet, but I think they're going to be my pick for the SmackDown belts on Sunday. So for this match, I'm picking War Raiders. I don't think they've really had a chance to be a tag team, be the tag team champions they can be, because once they won it, they immediately started doing the Dusty Classic and everything, so they haven't really had a spot on the weekly show. So yeah, I think War Raiders retain. This will probably be the last appearance of Black and Ricochet on NXT, and then from here, they'll be full-time, like, main roster stars. So yeah, I'm going with War Raiders.
I'll make it quick and simple. I'm going with War Raiders, too. I think Black and Ricochet are doing the honors. I think Ricochet eats the pin. If they want to do it where they don't want to hurt Black and Ricochet, you could have Cesaro and Sheamus just interfere and cost them the match. That'd be a surprise. I think the fans there would pop. They wouldn't see it coming.
Or the next challengers for War Raiders. It's a possibility too. I got War Raiders too. They don't need to lose, and Black and Ricochet, they need to just move on.
Yeah.
Also, real quick, I want to give a shout out to my boy Pete. He's in the chat, so supporting the show.
But
Thank
I
you for
also-
stopping by.
But I also just thought about this. I wouldn't be shocked to see Ricochet and Black win the NXT tag team titles and then go on to win the SmackDown ones and be the first ever double champion from NXT and the main roster. So
Technically, they wouldn't be because Paige was the NXT Women's Champion when she won the Divas Championship.
well, I'm saying the tag team.
Well, yeah, that's true, and I think they would be the first to acknowledge it and let them keep the belts at the same time.
Yes.
But I don't realistically see it. I don't see them winning both. I can see because if they win the NXT belts, then they're not winning the SmackDown belts, and vice versa. So we'll see.
Kuzon, on paper, even though you haven't watched it, who would you say in your mind would win this match?
I'd prefer if the War Raiders would win because they're stuck to NXT. It'd be a really, really stupid idea, and I use stupid lightly. It'd be a really, really stupid idea to mix up the tag team divisions between the main roster and the developmental. It'd make things really awkward for NXT for their tag team division. They've got a strong tag team division there, and you don't want to fuck that up by mixing in, the SmackDown belt as well. I like the idea of being double champion. I do like it, but I would be very, very concerned if they did that.
Well, that's in this scenario where if they were to win the NXT belts and the SmackDown belts, or they were just to win the NXT belts but still be on the main roster, I don't know how they would go up. Because I don't think it's going to happen, but I also don't know, how they would really do that for the most part, because, like I said, I just don't see them winning the NXT belts. It just doesn't make any sense to me right now. And, that's why I was confused when they won the Dusty Classic, because, it beats, the Forgotten Sons, which,
see, I thought I was going to do you proud. I was going to say the Forgotten Sons have grown on me. I don't know.
Oh, they have grown on me too, actually. I do. And it's not because, I just didn't like them or anything. I just haven't really seen a lot of them. And I've watched the Dusty Classic, and they're not that bad. They're surprisingly a pretty decent tag team. They work well together and everything like that. I still wish it was the Street Profits who won, because I really fucking like the Street Profits, but, they'll get their time at some point.
I think they're still busy in Evolve, too.
Oh,
right?
no.
They're doing Evolver. Well, they're not the Evolve Tag Team Champions anymore, so, who knows what they're going to do. So, yeah. So, like I said, it'll be interesting to see, though. I'm excited to see how it plays out.
Yeah, and Peter in the chat, he makes a valid point. He said, so let's say they roll with Black and Ricochet. Does one turn heel and the other turn the team? I would love to see Aleister Black turn heel. That would be intriguing.
It's definitely an interesting scenario, because they were brought up together as a part of, them and Lars. No, it wasn't. It was them, EC3, and whoever the fuck.
They were brought up in the most fucking laziest.
Oh yeah, no, it was them and then DIY and stuff. Yeah, it was weird, but it's worked out for them though. They have not died yet,
and they've grown on me as a team too.
They're not going to, because they're so good. I think that's why. Compared to an EC3, come on,
for sure. But but Black and Ricochet are the only ones who have been called up that have not died a slow death, because Gargano's, he's gone. They scrapped that because Ciampa got injured. Fuck only knows what they're doing with EC3 and Heavy Machinery is the only other team that really hasn't been destroyed yet. They're getting wins, they're getting a reaction, and then EC3 is just doing backstage shit with Tyler Breeze. So God help his poor soul. It's a weird day when you can easily say they were booked way better in TNA than they were in WWE, especially for someone like EC3, because EC3 in TNA was great.
EC3 at the moment is fucking Chris Masters.
But back to Ricochet and what Pete was saying. It is an interesting team, but what is the end game? Because if they don't win the tag, one of the tag belts over the weekend, do they keep teaming up? Do they kind of just amicably split up and maybe go to different brands. Like, I'm very interested in what happens with them. Like, I can honestly say that, like, the way they've been booked has actually given me, like, a genuine interest in what are they going to do.
Yeah,
especially as a tag team, because they work really well as a tag team.
Yeah.
and that's a good point. You know, what is the end game? I mean, am I going to take my Infinity Gauntlet, you know, put it in my hand, you know, and then turn the dust like the Avengers? I mean,
right.
That is basically what's happening to EC3. He deserves a lot better because his character could really be really good on the main roster, and he's really good in the ring too. I just don't see what Vince sees. I don't get it, but that's for another day.
Look at those abs. Lastly, Hammers, who do you got in the tag team title match takeover?
I think pretty easy to say that it's going to be War Raiders for sure. I'm going to throw out there that someone like the Forgotten Sons or maybe another tag team comes out and ruins it at the end.
Sanity.
So not, like,
for the love of Christ,
clean.
just let it be Sanity. Let them go back to NXT and do something. For Christ's sake, The Miz beat them in a 3-on-1 handicap match tonight on SmackDown. And this was the first time they've been on SmackDown in a match in fuck only knows. And this is the thing that pissed me off the absolute most. So last week I missed SmackDown, and then Charlotte won the belt. I apologize. It was obviously my fault, but you know, we're past that. They had Sanity as just casual bodyguards for Shane McMahon with fucking Shelton Benjamin and Primo. When does it make sense?
Hashtag Shelton Benjamin.
Hashtag Primo.
Why does that doesn't make any sense? Why are Sanity the people who are all about disorder and messing everything up and not following the rules? Why are they just casually sitting there guarding Shane McMahon with two guys who are just scrubs on the roster at this point? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And then you have The Miz beat them 3-on-1 in a handicap match this week.
No,
like,
it's fun.
just let them go back to NXT and do something. We're just scrubs on the roster.
And I
at this
also
point.
noticed
Like,
Killian Danes lost some weight, so Vince McMahon, I guess, must have let him take his shirt off again.
I'm just glad he's out of that fucking singlet. It looked awful on him.
Yeah. Baby blue.
Then again, I would have Killian Dane in the singlet if it means Eric Young would just grow his beard back.
Somehow we got the Killian Dane singlet, and we have so much fucking wrestling to predict right now.
God, yes, we
staggering how much we have to go. Jesus, we're not going to make it.
What's the next match?
Let's do the 4-way women's. Right now, I feel like this match with Io Shirai, Kairi Sane, Shayna Baszler, and hair whip girl Bianca Belair, right?
And a ladder match.
I feel like this match is 100% designed to make Shayna Baszler look even more of a badass. She's going to retain, in my opinion. Come at me.
I agree. I have Shayna Baszler retaining. I mean, I could easily see, like, Shirai or any of the other ones winning, but it's also like, why would they, you know? It just, I feel like it's designed to make Baszler look like a badass, and then they'll probably have one of these three women beat her in 1-on-1 at the next TakeOver event in San Jose, and so that's where I think, you know, they'll finally take it off for, but in this match, I think Baszler retains.
Belair.
You think Belair's winning?
Bold prediction. She's winning. If it's a ladder match, she's winning. Because I've been seeing a couple pictures online that ladders are involved, so
they're not a company who
if it
likes...
is a ladder match. If it is a ladder match, I agree. I think that's designed for Belair to win the belt. That way, Shayna doesn't look weak in defeat or anything like that. So if it stays 1-on-1, Baszler, but if they add a ladder to the match, Bianca's totally winning.
Like that company in general doesn't. I feel like baby faces go over more usually in ladder matches because it always comes off much better when a baby face wins a ladder match. And I know it's bold to predict a heel winning, but I feel like obviously with the other horsewomen or whatever helping her, I feel like that's going to be the case. I don't feel like it's designed to make her look strong, and they're going to, you know, she's still legit, but they've got to get those two other girls over somehow and just keep.
Yes.
Eventually, they got to wrestle too. By the way, that might help.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
agree.
I think they're wrestling in house shows in Florida, so
Bruh.
Who you got, Kuzon?
Oh, I don't care. I really don't care. Let's move on.
He's picking the referee.
Referee goes.
Yeah, fucking get in here. Get Red Shoes in here. He'll fucking win it.
Get Red
My
Shoes.
Yep.
boy.
Red Shoes
Earl-
will fuck everyone up.
Earl Hebner versus Red Shoes at Mania. Take my money.
Yeah.
We can have a Brad Maddox 2.0.
He can ref the fucking match.
Yeah, my boy.
Hammers. I guess
was
we
just
care
gonna
about the
I was
match.
just this is the one match that I don't know if they're going to go with the ladder match concept. I think it's going to be a great match. I have just this odd like feeling in the back of my neck that just says they're going to do something stupid and we're all going to look like fucking idiots. I'm going to go out and say it's going to be Kairi Sane again, and then they're going to have the two Japanese ladies go at it at like another show.
Kairi Sane and
Like-
Io Shirai.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
I mean, I'm definitely all for that match being a thing. But I think they would give it to Shirai and then have Kairi Sane be the challenger just because like I feel like they shouldn't do the whole 2-time champion thing that often in NXT. And so with Baszler, I think it would like let that be her thing for a while. So have Shirai win it and then Sane can challenge her for it and then eventually lose in this case, but we'll see.
By the way, how much momentum has Kairi Sane lost in a year? God.
A lot.
I mean,
That's
hey,
still-
she was in both Rumbles, which is pretty cool because I mean, she was one. I think
Asuka won the fucking Rumble and she's on the fucking Battle Royal pre-show. That doesn't mean anything.
I mean, you're right. I was just saying that she's at least doing something.
Yeah, she's doing something.
God,
that
it's so
job.
fucking insane to me that in fucking 2 weeks before Mania, you can go from being the champion and then just in a fucking battle royal. That's insane.
What did Vince say? What was his main excuse on the Austin podcast? Well, don't piss anyone off.
Right.
All right, I think that's just the main event now, right? Oh, wait, no.
Oh, no.
Shout
We
out to
got-
Matt Tennant from Union Smack. Here we go. He's terrified of Friday, guys. He is the biggest Pete Dunne mark in the world, and he hates Walter with the passion.
Walter wins.
I feel like Pete Dunne's going to retain. I feel like they're going to
Really?
just so sure Walter's going to win. I feel like Dunne retains. Walter beats him at the next UK takeover or whatever have you. Not this one.
That actually does that does make sense to me. It would make sense to have Walter win at the NXT, like an NXT takeover, because I feel like I'm not certain about this, but I feel like some people were pissed that they're doing this match here instead of it at just a UK one. That being said, it's a toss up for me. And honestly, I'm not going to be surprised if Pete Dunne retains. However, I am picking Walter as my winner. I don't know when possibly Pete Dunne would lose if he doesn't lose now to Walter. Like if he beats Walter, just fucking glue the belt to his jaw and just retire the belt altogether. It's his then, now, and forever.
I feel like it'd be kind of hard to pull off doing 2 top title changes on the show. Even if you open the show, you spread it out, right, with the UK title, which I can see them doing. I know people are going to probably get pissed about that, but I feel like if you put Pete Dunne and Walter on before Gargano and Cole, it's going to take that crowd a little bit to get back into, because I feel like Walter and Dunne's going to be a good match. It's going to be.
I think Walter and Dunne is probably gonna open the show.
That's what I was thinking.
And I feel like Walter winning would be one of those like, oh shit, kind of like gets the crowd like really amped and shit. Then they'll have kind of like, because I mean, honestly, all 5 of these matches, this is probably the only card for TakeOver where I've seen where I'm like, all of these matches could easily be a match of the night, match of the year, balls to the wall, just completely insane matchup. And so I'd say have Pete Dunne and Walter open it. And then the rest of the card, I predict at least no title changes except for Walter. And then, so you have them retained, the crowd doesn't go too apeshit, and then you have Gargano and Cole, go all out and have that happen. So that's how I would do it, but yeah.
Kuzon, I know you said earlier you follow NXT UK. What are your thoughts on Walter? Never asked you that.
I hate him, but that's a good thing because I would love to see this guy be a heel. Like, he looks like a fucking monster. I was actually there when they did the contract signing for the UK title. Holy fuck, this lad is big. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, he's a scary motherfucker. Yeah, I would love to see the belt on him. Just for him to look like this intimidating, like, final boss and just dominate the whole roster.
I think one of my favorite sorry to cut you off, but one of my favorite moments is when Walter debuted and he just chopped the shit out of whoever he was facing, and that fucking
Bobby Starr
noise it made. Yeah,
I photoshopped
noise
that.
It made, and
I photoshopped the image. Sorry, Colin, from that match to use for a GIF for Union Smack. That's how I know the jobber that it was.
Right, yeah, but like that's what I was just saying. Like the fucking the shot. Like, I just love Walter. I think he's cool as shit, man. I'd love to be chopped by him someday. I don't know if he'd actually do that, but if I ever meet him, I would gladly just take off my shirt and like just fucking hit me as hard as you can. And I would sign a waiver. I would 100% sign a waiver. I will not sue if you break my sternum.
Yo, Colin's about to die.
Yep, Colin's about to get paralyzed.
Live on TV and everything.
I think what I'll do is I'll have Walter chop me while I'm doing the dick spot, and I will just explode as a human being.
You're a bad person. Why would you do this? This is bad people.
He has no morals. None.
Yeah, I would love to see Walter win. Because it'd be really good for the UK title to come off of Pete Dunne. I love Pete Dunne. I went from hating this guy from the very beginning to being in love with this guy. This guy is an amazing wrestler.
This is what I see when I see this match, Kuzon. This is NXT UK's version of Hogan versus Andre. This is what we said in Union Smack. It's what we've been saying. It's what they did with Tyler Bate and Walter in Progress. They shot pictures and shot that match like Hogan versus Andre. It's what it is. Pete Dunne is, God, he is over like Jesus Christ in the UK. It's unreal. And I think he's one of those guys. He has it. He has fucking everything. His promos, some people aren't keen on. I feel like less is more. He doesn't have to say a lot, in my opinion. Just the way he jumps off the screen. Walter, I like, but what I've seen inside, I don't know if it's the fucking lighting, the size of the ring difference. They use real fucking ropes. I don't know if it's just... Because I will say this, consistently, NXT UK, it has its high spots, but there's hardly ever an episode from start to finish that's great. You know what I mean? There's like little speed bumps usually more times than not. I just feel like he hasn't come off as well. Maybe it's because he's worked with guys like Cassius Ohno, I don't know, but like he has in Progress, WXW and all that stuff. It's going to take me, I'm a hard sell on Walter right now. Hammers, who do you got in this match real quick?
It's in New York. We're going to have a smarkier-ish crowd, I would say. So, I mean, it's a flip-flop either way, but I think I think what they're going to do is they're going to do something like OTT and have one of the smaller guys win it off of Walter. So, if it's going to be anybody, I think it's going to be Walter's one to win. So I'm going with Walter.
Shout out to Jordan Devlin. That was an insane pop, by the way.
That was fucking wild.
Him and Travis Banks have been one of my favorite things in NXT UK, and it's crazy because I started out hating it because there was no purpose behind it, but those two guys just such intense matches, and they shot their backstage shit so well, it just grew on me, and I ended up really...
I would love to see Walter kind of go on like a long ass run with the UK belt, and then have David Starr come into NXT UK and finally beat Walter for the NXT UK belt at like maybe like a Mania takeover type situation like a year from now, because that's a big storyline in WXW and really everywhere they wrestle is David Starr cannot beat Walter. And I'm a huge David Starr fan. I love David Starr. I think he's great. And so I'd love to see something like that happen.
I want to give it a Walter, and then like around SummerSlam time, have a send-off match with Johnny Saint. Johnny Saint retires with the title. Logan's like, who the fuck is Johnny Saint? GM of NXT UK, Logan. Watch it. Just kidding.
All right.
Who do you got in the match, Logan? Give me a hug.
Walter. Calling it.
Why do you got Walter?
I just, sorry, Matt, but I just think it's Pete Dunne's had his run. I love to see him hold the title and keep that streak going, and let's do another 500 more days. But I think Walter needs to be that guy to overcome Pete Dunne in the UK division.
Yeah. Well,
I'm honestly surprised Logan Myers picking his arch enemy Walter to win.
I know.
The belt needs to go somewhere. So
Hell has frozen over, and Kenny Omega is going to stop being a weeb. I fucked up my own joke. Let's get to main event time, guys. We've reached the tippy top of the mountain. 2 out of 3 falls. Like you said, this has got to be an instant classic. Like you said, Hammers in my mind. Let's start with you, man. Who do you got in this match? We've seen a lot of changes with the Chomp injury and all that stuff. How we got here, they had the little. It wasn't a contract signing. They just kind of put the belt between the two guys and they just talk shit. But I liked it. It added to the visual aesthetic, Colin. You know what I mean? But what do you think? Who you got? And where do you think this is going to go from here?
We doing me or Hammers?
Oh, Hammers. Apologies.
This is a New York crowd. This is Johnny Gargano's kind of backyard. But this is also Adam Cole's backyard as well, because ROH and stuff like that. So there's going to be
Brooklyn too, a takeover.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be in the same arena that he debuted in. It's going to be, I wouldn't say the same time, but it's the same feeling as when he came into. This has just written all over it Cole to win. And I think with the Undisputed Era not really going up to the main roster yet, this match in particular is going to be very much focused on Adam Cole winning the title. So I think Gargano is going to get the first fall, and then Cole comes back around and wins it in the next 2. So I have Cole winning the title, and then him celebrating in New York, almost 2 years in the making.
I gotta agree 100%. That's my pick too, and probably the same outcome as Order of the Falls. Logan?
Yeah, I'll go next, I guess. I don't know if I necessarily agree for the same reason, but I'm also picking Adam Cole. I feel like it's the opposite. I feel like it's written in the stars that Johnny Gargano would be the obvious pick to win. I mean, he's gone through all this shit, with Ciampa over the last year. He had that heel turn that worked beautifully until he turned face again. I think, and I'm really upset we're not going to get, because I think absolutely if this was Gargano versus Ciampa, Gargano would easily be the, easy pick to win, and he would. But now that that's over with, I think Gargano stays in NXT, and so I think they'll definitely have him win it before he leaves. But I think Adam Cole wins and Gargano continues the chase for the NXT belt, and then he'll win it maybe in the next takeover, maybe one after that. But yeah, I'm picking Adam Cole. Baby.
Face-to-face promo on NXT this week, Logan. They have good chemistry. I don't know if they've worked a lot on the indies before. What?
I don't think they have, but I won't swear to them not ever doing it.
Why did you yell Kuzon's name, Logan? Is he okay?
Nah, I didn't know you were there because you were going in and out.
Oh, apologies. Who do you got in this match, Logan? And that's it.
Uh, I got Adam Cole because I feel like if Johnny Gargano were to win the NXT title, it has to be as Ciampa being the champion. So
Yeah. Kuzon, are you okay? Is everything all right?
Yeah, I'm good. No, I'm just
Good.
crying.
I would have caught you if you fell.
Huh. Okay. So I have Adam Cole for this because of circumstances, but like he's been in NXT a long enough time without the belt because he's the leader of the stable. We need more focus on stables.
Yes.
So, you know,
He is also, if he does win on Friday, he will become the first ever Triple Crown champion in NXT.
this is also true.
That's true, and I agree with the stables thing real quick, Kuzon. If you look back in almost every era of pro wrestling, some of the hottest crowds, some of my favorite angles always involve stables.
I
Horsemen,
mean, yeah.
WO, all that shit.
I mean, yeah. I mean, fucking New Japan like leech off of them. That's pretty much all they've got at the moment.
New Japan
That's all
is stables.
Yeah.
It's just is stables. It's perfect.
What?
Yeah, Adam Cole deserves this belt. Like if you're not gonna put this belt on him, you might as well like just get him out of NXT. Because if you're not gonna put the belt on him now, and if you're not gonna do it at the next takeover, there's no point in him being in NXT anymore. He's peaked. He needs the title.
You'll cool him off by then if you keep waiting. How many times have we seen that with so many of the talent where they just keep waiting and waiting and they think the crowd's going to be into it more? No, you just cool them off and no one's into him by then. Braun Strowman, for example.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
That's TakeOver, guys. We got that bad. Man, I don't know if we can go full detail. What is it? How many goddamn matches is it, Colin? Legit, 17? For me.
Right now, we currently have 15 announced matches. I do have not necessarily breaking news because you kind of touched on it earlier, but the WWE just did release a quote unquote exclusive, because they don't know how to use that word, video from their YouTube where it was the Revival saying they'll consider accepting the challenge by Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. So I guess, if you don't mind, I'm just going to throw my prediction out for that match if it does happen. I think, and I mean, I'm also slightly biased. I do have the tattoo and all. But I think if the Revival do end up facing Hawkins and Ryder at Mania, there's no way in hell Hawkins and Ryder don't win these belts. I feel like, they put them back together so Hawkins can end this, undefeated streak. So I think it's gotta happen either now or never. So if that match does become official, it's not, but if it does become official, it's gotta be Hawkins. It's gotta be Hawkins and Ryder. There's no way it isn't.
Speaking of breaking news, and I don't mean to change the subject, and this kind of sucks, because of course, in 35 fucking years of WrestleMania, there's never been an incident with weather, but the one goddamn fucking year that I go to it, guys, it looks like there's going to be snow this weekend. And
Oh, cool.
just came up on my
snow?
fucking laptop.
Dork.
Great. Can't wait.
WrestleMania with snow? That's gonna be sweet.
I mean, it is, but I got to travel there. It's going to fucking blow. God damn.
I mean, visually it's going to be something, but it also depends on the amount of snow that happens. Because, I mean, snow, sleet, hail, thunder, a fucking volcano, WrestleMania is not going to stop happening. Like, they're not going to postpone anything. They're not going to stop the show. So it's happening either way. Because that's why whenever they have the open arenas, which they've done a lot of in the past 5 years, they always have that big ass fucking thing above the ring. That way the ring is fine.
There's a method to their madness. There is a
Right,
fucking
exactly.
reason, believe it or not, it's there,
Yeah,
guys.
they don't give a shit about, the fans. Like, that, you guys can suffer. It's just a matter of, whoever's watching on the network.
I just hope MetLife closes. I don't know if it does.
oh no.
Either way.
Oh no.
Anyways.
It doesn't.
35th anniversary of Mania. What do you guys want to start with? I don't even know where to begin with this card. We can
I guess let's
fire
start.
a lot of this.
I mean, we can just start with the pre-show battle royals. I think it's I have my picks locked in. Like, I have no question about any of my picks. So I'm gonna just give you both at the same time, just to save time. I think for the women's battle royal, Lacey Evans. There's not a doubt in my mind it's not going to be her.
You're a bad person.
I am. I am a bad person. I agree. I think there's just no one else out there who can do it. The only other person is Asuka, and what's going to happen is it's going to come down to those two, and Lacey Evans will eliminate Asuka, and Lacey Evans will be the winner.
Ban him.
Oh no, you think that pick is bad? Just you goddamn wait. For my Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Oh God, you're the SNL guy, aren't you?
Yep. Based on literally everybody in the match that has been announced thus far, there is no possible winner that would make any fucking sense. Maybe EC3. He's like my dark horse pick to win is EC3. But my official prediction for who is winning the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and I promise I'm not being biased, is Colin Jost. That is my pick to win.
I mean, for me, it was either him or Victor from the Ascension, so I guess I'll go.
Yeah, I feel like Michael Che would. I mean, it really just depends. I feel like what's gonna happen is I don't know how they avoid Braun and then the SNL guys like fighting straight from the get-go, but I think what ends up happening is I don't even think this match is gonna last more than like 5 minutes. I think Braun clears fucking house of everyone in this match, and then it just comes down to Braun, Michael Che, Colin Jost, and maybe someone else, and then. Yeah, I think they eliminate Braun, and then Colin just turns on Michael, quote unquote. And so, yeah, I think Colin Jost is winning.
Logan?
Braun Strowman is winning the men's, and Asuka's winning the female.
Hammers?
Asuka for the women's. Well, actually, no. I'll throw in a curveball and go with Naomi.
She won last year's,
which I think is gonna. I think they're gonna do back-to-back winners for her. And then for the men, I'm gonna go Braun.
Okay, Kuzon.
I don't know who's in the women's one. I think everyone who would like. I'd like to see Nikki Cross win the women's one.
Yeah,
she's my dark horse pick for that one.
But that match should be a no contest because I say so. All right. I think who's gonna win the men's battle royal? John Oliver. My boy.
John Oliver.
Boy's been making the rounds. Boy's been making the rounds.
See it.
But that match also should be a no contest.
How much heel heat would he have? Jesus.
Oh no, I think people would cheer him. Genuinely, I think people would genuinely cheer him.
I don't think the fans would really know what the fuck is going on, and so they'd probably just be like, "Yeah, right, yeah."
Jon Stewart.
Oh God.
No, John Oliver.
No, both.
We just get a battle royal of every like past celebrity guest of the past 10 years.
A battle royal of every John that's ever wrestled.
Half of them will be dead, Colin.
Over half. Probably.
I'm just saying. I just want to see Bob Barker in a fucking WWE ring one more time. You know.
Just put like all their caskets in there. Like there's Ray Charles and fucking Liverpool.
All right, make the pile. Stick him in. Fucking skeletons.
My
Travis,
pick.
Oh no, you go ahead.
Oh, real quick, my pick for the women's, believe it or not, Casey Catanzaro. I'll tell you why. She goes back to NXT. She wins this. What I saw this week on NXT, that girl is money. I don't care what anyone says. My God, she's so over already, and she's barely done anything. I feel like it's going to be her, and I think that's the feud Baszler's going to have after she retains at the four-way. I think that's where they go with that. It makes sense to me. For the men, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, hands down.
I fucking hate you. That makes sense. Travis, I got the card open in front of me.
Okay, Scott, I understand.
Oh,
Someone's
Oh
got
my
Scott
God,
Steiner.
Scott Steiner.
Yeah.
Scott Steiner, my boy.
Travis, I got the card in front of me. You want me to just run down the list?
Yes, please.
All right. So I don't know if it's official or not, but the other pre-show match, the cruiserweight title match, Buddy Murphy versus Tony Nese. I'm probably in the top, 2% of the people who only watch 205 Live anymore. And so, yeah, I've been following it. I feel like there's a lot of this over the weekend where it's kind of like just written in the stars. It would make 100% sense to do this, but I'm going with the opposite for a lot of them. I think it's fucking made in the stars that Tony Nese is gonna win. My prediction is Buddy Murphy. I don't like Tony Nese that much. I think he's boring. I think he's good, but I just don't like him. He just annoys me for some reason. And so that just kind of mixed with the fact that I just think Buddy is a strong champion and that he'll, continue. Because I'd love to see Buddy Murphy versus Oni Lorcan for the belt, because that would be fucking amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm going with Buddy Murphy.
Logies, who do you got?
Buddy Murphy.
Why? Do tell.
I think he should keep the title and keep the ring going.
Fair enough. You like your long range. And I like long range too. I think he's had a good... See, the problem is, he's had a hell of a reign, but if it would have been at the beginning of when 205 Live started, I think it would have been more memorable. You know what I mean? Then it had somewhat of a goddamn buzz because it was new.
It's fair. But I mean, I feel like Buddy Murphy will go down as a champion people remember. Because honestly, off the top of my head, whenever I think of the Cruiserweight champion, at least in this era, I either think Buddy Murphy or I think Neville. I don't think anyone else. I mean, I also think Enzo Amore. I definitely think about Enzo, but because he did bring a lot of new faces. He definitely was a bigger name who won the belt. But so none of the other champions have been that memorable and have really done anything, but I think Buddy Murphy has, which is why I like him as champion, and which is why I hope he just continues to go on a monster reign with it.
Hammers?
I want my boy Buddy Murphy to have his WrestleMania moment.
It's fair.
That's it.
God bless you, sir.
All right.
Kuzon, do you know who Tony Nese even is? Because a lot of people don't.
No, I don't remember. Wasn't he in the Cruiserweights before?
He was in the Cruiserweight Classic, the original. He's been one of the he's one of the original members of 205 Live.
Didn't he have the fucking little vest top where he had the cutout for his abs?
He did.
So you could just fucking not
his
all over
ab
his fucking
gimmick
chest.
his ab gimmick is half the reason I don't like him. Just because every time I have to listen to him count his abs, it's not from a point of jealousy because I'm very far from abs. It's just annoying. I'm just I'm so sick of him.
And how happy were you that they put the whole thing in 2K19 for his entrance?
I have not bought 2K19 yet. I wish I could. Yeah. No, it's right.
Now you have to.
I got it just for Tony Nese's fucking entrance.
Smart move. Smart man. Don't do that.
If that's everyone's, then I guess we'll move on. We'll go to did you not get your pick?
No.
Oh.
No. No, I agree with everyone. Buddy Murphy should be. Buddy Murphy's been a boy of mine for even back in his tag team with
Same here. Same fucking with Wesley Blake.
With Spunk Nose over here. But it should be a no contest. That's just that's my opinion.
I think Wesley Blake is the least successful NXT champion since Oliver Gray.
Did Bull title? I don't think he did.
You can quote me on
that's
that
an
one.
old name.
Right? That's a name no one's heard in a while.
You know what? I like Buddy Murphy too, but I think he's not retaining. And but I got bigger plans for your boy because he's moving up to the big show. I see him on SmackDown. I see him as a U.S. champion. I see bigger things for Buddy Murphy, who deserves better, flat out.
Absolutely.
I mean, I can get down
Absolutely.
with that. I can get down with that.
And how could you not see it in that guy? Yes, he looks just like fucking Aleister Black, but we can get around that. We can work with that. Look at that guy. That dude is money. 100.
Buddy Murphy never lied to us when him and Wesley Blake broke up and he just went on like a 2-year hiatus essentially from TV and was only doing live events. I mean, because like with Kuzon, he's been one of my boys since then, and he would always call himself the best kept secret. And I mean, it's inaccurate anymore because it's not a secret that he's fucking phenomenal. And so yeah, he's fantastic. He could easily be a main event guy.
Where are we going next on Mania, Colin?
I guess we'll go with the tag team championships real quick. We don't have to really give a reason for it, but if it does end up getting announced, who do you guys take between the Revival and Hawkins and Ryder?
I'm going Revival. They haven't had the belts that long. They need a win so goddamn bad, and it's Hawkins and Ryder. I get the nostalgia, but yeah, Revival.
Kuzon?
I think I'll go with Zack Ryder and Hawkins, just because I think when the Revival is it a work? I don't actually know if it's a work that they're leaving. Like it's a good work if it is.
They want it out. They want it out. I don't think their contract is expiring in like necessarily anytime soon, but they just want it out of their contract.
Right, okay then. I wouldn't mind them actually like dropping the belts and then like leaving for a couple of months and then coming back in like street gear and just beating the shit out of those guys. That'd be a cool gimmick.
I'd be down for that. Hammers?
I really want to say top guys, but if there's anything that I know, WWE's got to have their happy-go-lucky moment for one of those down-and-out baby faces. So, God, I don't want to say it, but I think it's going to be. I think it's going to the Revival lose and the Spunky Boys from their podcast get the titles.
You think they're gonna come out dressed as Edge for one last hurrah?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Why? Edge could come out too. Beth Phoenix is on the fucking card. Why not?
It'd kill him in a minute. Poor
Logan, who do you have if that match happens?
The Revival.
Yeah, all right, that's fair. I'm with Hammers. They're gonna give it to Hawkins and Ryder just because Ryder will finally get or Hawkins will finally get that. Yeah, broke the streak, have a championship. I fully predict that they'd lose it the next night on Raw to someone, but yeah.
And you know what?
Poor Zack Ryder, the king of winning the belt at Mania and then just dropping the next fucking day.
But at least you got his tattoo.
I do have the tattoo, so.
I feel like the WWE totally bait and switched the Revival with giving them the belts just to kind of shut them up for now. They're gonna
for sure. I mean, to be fair, they did beat Black and Ricochet on Raw, and it was a really good match. So I mean, at least they got that.
We'll see. We'll see what. I hope not, because they're so damn good.
Right. Moving on to matches that are officially announced. This one was just announced tonight on SmackDown. The Usos defending the SmackDown Tag Team Championships against The Bar, Cesaro and Sheamus, Shinsuke Nakamura and Rusev, and then Ricochet and Aleister Black. Travis, who do you got?
Probably Blackochet.
That's a good one. I like that name.
I feel like we kind of did. We talk about this earlier with our prediction.
We did kind of we talked about this being the probability when we were talking about the NXT Championship match on Friday.
I mean, you could have the Usos retain, but why? They don't ever need a belt again as many times as they've won it, and they're not like the New Day for me. They are beyond stale. I don't know why. Just in the title picture, it's stale. Like their matches are good, you know what I mean. But as soon as you put them in the title picture, I kind of zone out. Just because we've been there and done that so many times. I feel like just Blackochet because it's so new and fresh, and they don't want to hurt those guys. And I feel like the reason this match is booked in general is because Blackochet's in the match, period. This wouldn't have made the card, I don't feel like, or it would have made the pre-show. It may still make the pre-show, but I feel like that's the main reason this card's on there.
Yeah, I get that. Logan, what about you?
I agree with Travis. I pick Ricochet and Aleister Black.
Hammers?
Um, it's going to be European crowd in there as well. So I'm betting some of them still want to hold on to the fact that Rusev could maybe win one more belt, but it's going to be the Usos. I think they're going to save them for a brother versus brother confrontation at SummerSlam.
I'd be okay with like the Usos versus Hardys at SummerSlam, but I think that they would do that, but they would just have the Usos win the belts back against, Ricochet and Black or whoever. So I mean that's fair. I think Nakamura and Rusev are like my dark horse pick in this match. I'll go right now. I'm also, like I said earlier, Black and Ricochet. And I'm with Travis. I don't think this match is happening without Ricochet and Black being involved. And so, yeah, I'm going with them to win the belts.
Kuzon, if I would have asked you a year ago, Kuzon, if Nakamura being in a WWE title match, winning the Royal Rumble, he didn't even cross my mind when you asked me what I thought of the result. As even being a competitor, I kind of forgot he was in the match. How crazy is that in a year?
I've been sticking with New Japan quite a lot. I've been looking back at a lot of their older stuff. I'm really disappointed in the way that it's been treated. It's so fucking sad. Like I'm not being like an indie mark, being like, oh my god, it deserves better. How dare WWE do this? It's like I'm genuinely sad because of how fucking bad they've treated this guy. This guy is a fucking gem in the wrestling business, and he's in a fucking piss break. It's ridiculous. Like this guy should be like one of your best heels.
Not even. He should still be one of your top baby faces. This guy was, in my opinion, the gimmick that he eventually found, because he wasn't always a Shinsuke, right? He was originally he was young boy, young lion, whatever, then MMA Shinsuke. And it took a while to finally become the Freddie fucking Mercury of pro wrestling is what he essentially became with a Thriller jacket on. And so many people can get behind that and so many eras. That's kind of a timeless gimmick. And fuck, dude, you're right. And it does, it's not to sound indie markish and complain all the time, like so many of that side of the IWC or whatever. It's just, it is what it is. If you go back and watch the stuff like you did, it's amazing to think how people worshipped him over there, pretty much.
Yeah, he was like the unspoken, not leader, but he was in a lot of competition with their John Cena of the company.
I feel like he is what Hiroshi Tanahashi is now. That's what he was back when he was in New Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
just crazy that he had to fucking scratch. Not scratch and claw because he's been phoning it in. Because why would he fucking put any effort in if they're just going to give him penis grabbing for his story?
I think he's going to go at some point. He's going to go because he lives in Japan.
No, he doesn't. Him and his whole family packed up and moved to Florida back when he joined NXT.
I believe he would move back though because of his.
I read something recently that said the exact opposite. Him and his family love living in Florida. Like they've completely gotten used to the U.S. and they love Florida. So if he does leave, I don't think he goes back to New Japan.
Calls up Cody, I guess.
All right. I'll go fuck myself with that idea then.
But who do you have winning the SmackDown Tag Team titles, Kuzon?
I agree with all of you, but there should be an angle here at the end of the match. If these guys do win the belts, one of them should turn on the other immediately. These guys are new in front of it's WrestleMania. It's a family-friendly show. It's a big event where everyone will be watching. This is the time that you should establish these characters. So one of these should show as much character as possible to get the stories that you want to tell over now, so that for the rest of the year you have that seed set.
You get that. All right. So I mean, Ricochet and Black all across the board except for Hammers makes sense to me. All right. So God, I mean, there's just a lot of fucking shit to get to.
It's staggering, man. I told you.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't look at the list. It's blinding. It's like, oh.
Right. It's like, where do you go to next? All right. So the singles matches, I guess. So Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. Now, I think we can save a lot of time on this one, where let's just say this. Does anyone have Drew McIntyre winning? Because
Me.
I really.
Yeah. Because it will make him a super fucking heel.
I get it, and I could totally see it, but I just, at the same time, it's like, Roman Reigns back from cancer, going back into their full time, going like, full bore with this match. Roman Reigns winning makes the most sense to me.
I understand completely. I can agree with you on some point, but on the other side of things, it would be. Could you imagine the fucking heat this guy would get?
Yeah. But the thing is, does this company know what they have on their hands to be able to give him that ultra heel heat? No, I think they'd go with the safe. Yeah, he's cancer free. When that's a sad.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
We know what to do. It's not like we don't know what to book on this. It's easy. It's right in front of your face what to do right here if you want to get Drew over. Shit.
Drew McIntyre should 100% win, because that would definitely establish him as like, oh shit, this guy, this guy. But as far as WWE is concerned, yeah, they're. And it's not because he's Roman Reigns. It's because just the whole situation. It's not one of these like sort of like old situations where it's like, oh, lol, Reigns wins. It's just situationally, it just makes the most sense to me. Anyone else? Does anyone else have Drew McIntyre, or are we all Reigns?
Yeah, I'm Reigns.
Yeah, I really want to say Drew. I really badly want to say Drew, but I think it's going to be Roman.
See, I'm on board with you. I want it to be Drew. I want to say Drew, but I can't.
Say it. Say it, you coward.
I feel like Logan's going to say Drew.
Say it, you little bitch.
Logan, who do you got winning?
I got Drew McIntyre.
I knew it.
Damn it. God damn it. Why do you have Drew McIntyre?
Because I agree with what Kuzon said. I mean, yes, it's easy to say Roman Reigns wins after coming back from leukemia, but you also got to have Drew McIntyre win to also just push him as that top heel for a future champion if Brock Lesnar were to, step away for a little while. You need that other heel for the faces to, go after the title, because, it always works better that way. Heel as a champion in the face, going for it.
All right, that makes sense.
Logan has so much faith in this company.
Yeah, don't we all?
No, I'm with you, Logan. I want that so fucking bad. We're all on board with that. We all agree. It's just we're giving it to numbskulls to book is the problem. Go ahead, Colin.
No, I mean, that's basically it, yeah. The other singles match we got, where this is just like a straight singles match, and I don't know about anyone else, but like I still watch SmackDown and Raw weekly for the most part. I follow the storylines fairly closely. AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. I am super pumped for this match.
I'm on the complete other side of the fence. I said on Union Smack this week, this is like that match or two in the card like I couldn't give a fuck about. And it's sad because years ago this should have been a dream match. I
get it. I 100% get it, but at the same time, I've loved what they've done with this story. I think it's one of the it's gonna be one of the sleeper matches of the card. I think the storyline itself is really slept on. I really like what they've been doing promo wise.
Colin died.
Colin
died. Colin, you died.
Yeah.
A slow death.
What's happened?
There he is.
He died. He died.
He died for like.
My bad. Am I back now?
You're like you're on
Yeah.
Impact this week and you died.
That right.
Like
That's
Like I was saying, the moment that made this feud just like perfect for me is when AJ Styles was talking about how Randy Orton was just using like a knockoff diamond cutter, and then Randy Orton replied with, "You want to talk about knockoffs?" and then threw up the too sweet symbol, and I'm like, that's it, that's done. I love
That's
everything
money.
about this.
That's
And
money.
I mean, I'm on the side of Randy Orton. I hope he fucking wins, and he's who I'm predicting to win. Randy Orton's my pick to win.
Yeah. Oh man.
It-
Tonight's segment's good.
Yeah, tonight. tonight's SmackDown Live got even better. Randy Orton told AJ Styles he was a corporate bitch, and AJ Styles said that Randy Orton was, he was main eventing WrestleManias when he was in TNA and all that, and he was in WWE, but he was also,
Failing
doing
drug
some-
tests and
yes.
yeah.
That was so funny.
Oh, I
was a-
love that line. Like that whole segment. My favorite part of that segment is when Kevin Owens just got up and fucking left.
He did that last week too.
Are you talking about
Oh,
tonight?
it's-
What happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, it sounds like the
s-
most intriguing part of this whole thing for me would have been tonight, and I didn't see it. God damn it.
But so Randy Orton and AJ Styles were having a KO show, the Kevin Owens show. They were just basically spitfiring. It's like a total like shoot on each other. Like they're trying to get under each other's skin. And one of the lines that AJ
You call him
stated, AJ stated like, while I was on the Indies, like killing it every night, you were in WWE and like being suspended for drugs. Like it has that bit of like a sting.
Yeah.
Like if you know what's going on. But it doesn't really like hold that much if you're a casual wrestling fan. It's for the
Right.
marks.
Right.
Right. And
You're
so yeah. But Kuzon, who's your pick to win?
It's Bruce Pritchard writing that.
I've been fucking numb to Randy Orton for years. But I want Randy to win because this is like Randy Orton versus CM Punk at WrestleMania 27.
It's a good
I
match.
think if Randy Orton does if they don't just like walk away from this and they actually carry it on for a little bit and bring Randy Orton's character up a bit, like turn it up a bit, let the volume play,
Right.
it could work. It could breathe new life into Randy Orton.
Kind of revitalize him and everything like that.
Yeah,
Not just a fucking meme is their bright idea. Yeah.
Right. So you're picking Orton.
Yeah.
All right, Travis, who are you picking?
Man, I fucking hate to do this to you guys. I gotta say Styles really, really, really needs a win. I feel like Orton winning in this match. Yeah, right. Like I could see the revitalizing, rejuvenating his career, whatever you want to call it. But does he need it? Honestly,
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't need it. No, I completely agree with you there. But I believe it would do him some good to do it. But I completely agree with you.
No, there could be rematches. You could go cage matches. I'd like to see I'm sure this is going to be a sleeper match in a way, but this is just a hard sell on me because, like you just said, I've been numb to Orton for years too. It's the same thing. I already know what you mean when you say that, man. Like, it's just I don't know. We know. It's just that intangible, like they like to say, we can't put our finger on what it is. Why we go numb to Orton? We just kind of have over the past couple years. Sometimes we see glimpses of what could be, but they never fully go all the way with Orton. And it's kind of one of those things. Again, they let Batista do the shit. Batista, in my mind, he's kind of just been doing whatever the fuck he wants to do on TV, and that's been great. We've gotten memes, we've gotten forward promos, we've gotten just Dave. AJ Styles. Sorry to ramble, Hammers. Who's your pick?
Oh, this one, it's going to be Styles. After losing the WWE title, he's been on this downhill slope. I think he's gonna need like a boost up in his self-confidence. So I'm gonna go and say AJ Styles, and then maybe a few nights later, him and Randy can kind of like, you know what we said, let's put it in the past and let's kind of do something, be tag teams, and I think they could go for like a title or the tag team titles.
That'd be a hell of a. That's a straight up universe, but you fast forwarded too long, and so now the tag team title scene is Ricochet and Aleister Black versus fucking Randy Orton and AJ Styles.
Oh my.
Gotta love universe mode. Yeah. Logan, did you give your pick?
No, but
No, what's your pick?
I'm gonna go AJ Styles in this. I think Randy Orton's had his time. He's had his moments. He beat Seth Rollins a couple years ago at Mania. I think AJ Styles may not need the rub, but Orton doesn't either. So I'll say this right now. Trying to keep a straight face with what fucking Travis is doing right now on the live stream. Jesus Christ. He's putting Lex Luger's fucking face on Kurt Angle's body.
Jesus.
You're a bad person. What are you doing?
I didn't do anything. What are you talking about? You turning heel on me, Logan.
I'm always been a heel, but that actually
Snitches get what?
that looks like Kurt Angle with long ass hair.
He does look like Kurt Angle with long hair.
Why'd you flip it? No. No one
Flip
asked
it.
this.
He's
No one
not
asked.
the man.
It also bothers me that his head kind of makes sense on Becky Lynch's body.
Oh, it just.
I had to wake us up from just this marathon fucking card they've given us.
Why would you do it for this match that's actually one of the
I love
matches
it.
that I'm hyped for?
I love it.
It's
And-
fair.
and-
It's fair.
And the
Well,
cool thing
it happened. We can't change the past. Let's just get it in.
Let's just move
Yeah.
forward then. So everyone gave their pick, I think.
I just wanted to say one more thing for that feud is AJ Styles and Randy Orton. They don't need physicality, like they have been doing a little bit. Just the promos itself sold the match. They don't really need a
For
storyline.
sure. No, for sure. I 100% get that. Falls Count Anywhere match. The best wrestler in the world, Shane McMahon versus The Miz. I've very much enjoyed the storyline. I wanted them to be tag team champions from the second they started teasing them as like a tag team. They did it. I think the storyline has been fucking perfect for what it is. I'm really excited to see this match, to be honest. As far as I've never given it any thought as to who I think is going to win this match. But I mean, I'll be very surprised if it's Shane. So I'm going with The Miz. I think he'll finally get his another look. I did it did kind of it threw me for a loop when they were doing the whole thing, the thing with The Miz and his father, and him winning the tag team titles with Shane McMahon is the first time his dad has ever said, "I love you and I'm proud of you." I'm like, huh? You mean all those other singles titles, and when he main evented Mania, that wasn't enough, but winning the tag titles
Colin.
with Shane, that's what gets him?
Have you seen his dad? He's got the mustache of a fucking rapist.
He looks like Mr. Potato Head. No, he looks like Mr. Potato Head in the microwave. I get it.
No,
it's just weird.
He kind of looks
No
like my
wonder.
boss now that I think about it.
No wonder fucking Miz is always miserable. Boy's been fucking getting butt raped all his fucking childhood. Jesus Christ.
I was waiting for his dad to go on full on Chuck Norris on his ass, but it didn't happen.
See, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, I'm going with The Miz. I think, like I said, I really like the storyline. I think it's been one of the best booked into Mania. So yeah, I'm going with Miz. Logan, who do you got winning?
It isn't just one of the best, storylines that's going from Mania, but I'm gonna say this right now.
Why the fuck is Kamala here now? Jesus Christ.
WrestleMania.
The Miz better win because the storyline just it speaks the Miz winning. If the Miz loses, everything's thrown under the bus. Just saying.
I get that.
Like
Travis,
Kamala being on the fucking
if I can make a request, it would match my tattoo. Get a Papa Shango in there somewhere, and then I'll be pleased.
Put Shelton
Sweet.
beside Kofi, OJ, not on Kofi.
Let's see. Kuzon, who do you got winning between Shane and The Miz?
Oh, bro, I don't care about this match. I really don't care. It's a nothing match. Like, look, I want this to be every match on this fucking card, every fucking WrestleMania match should end in a no fucking contest, a DQ, a fucking count out. I don't give a shit, right? If the predictions are true of this fucking weather, right, the fans should start fucking throwing snow and hail at both of these guys, because the fucking build of this on Miz's side has been fucking terrible, because he's supposed to be a baby face. He's like, I deserve this. He's like, you're a heel. You're supposed to be a baby face.
I think Miz is
gonna have a damn heart
I
attack.
think no, Miz has been a perfect baby face for this feud, and I think he's worked phenomenal as a baby face in what he's been doing. So I mean, I think it's worked out wonderful. But I mean, for the sake of the prediction episode, who is your pick to win?
No, I don't care. No contest.
As long as
this match.
In other words, Kuzon says if Steve Blackman doesn't come out with his nunchucks, fuck this match.
Fair enough. Hammers, who do you got winning?
It's going to be The Miz. Shane hasn't won a WrestleMania since WrestleMania 17. I think he's going to do the job and put Miz as the best in the
not
world.
true, not true. Miz and Shane won last year, I believe.
Last year at WrestleMania?
he beat
Yeah, it was him and Bryan
AJ
versus.
Styles.
No, it was him and Bryan versus Kofi, or not Kofi. Him and Bryan versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. That was
Bryan won that match.
Well, yeah, Bryan won it maybe, but Bryan won the match per se. But I mean, it was still he was with Shane, so Shane technically won as well.
You know, a heel Shane hasn't won a WrestleMania in forever, so you know what? There you go.
Fucking Papa Shango just.
I gotta figure out what the fuck is going on over here.
Look at the live stream.
That's why I can't stop laughing.
We just need to get Viscera in this match. Just fucking like butt rape everyone. And get his dad in there. Fuck it.
I'm with Kuzon. I don't give not even two shits about this.
Papa Shango is just playing peekaboo.
It's the best. But Travis, I mean, who is your pick to win though?
I mean, how could you
Papa
not say
Shango's
Miz?
winning. Fuck it.
Papa Shango. No, how could you
Alright.
not say Miz with how they've been building him up?
Oh, for sure, 100%. All right, that's that then.
Jesus Christ. I just seen it.
You've broken. You've made Logan corpse on air. Send for the man.
Woken
Send
Logan.
for the man.
Logan's gonna have a blonde streak
Next
next
match.
week because of me.
Right. Next
Look at
match.
Seth
We'll
Rollins
go
up
with
your
the,
ass.
next match, we'll go with the Fatal 4-Way, the second Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. The Boston Hug Connection, Bayley and Sasha Banks defending against the Divas of Doom, Beth Phoenix and Natalya, the Iconics, Billie Kay and Payne Royce, and then the Samoan Street Gang, Nia Jax and Tamina. That last name was not real, just for the record.
SWAT team.
Yeah, Samoan SWAT team, Samoan Street Gang. Both.
Oh my bruh.
Right.
I saw that.
Oh, there's Viscera. Hey, bring back Papa Shango. Just stick him in the corner somewhere.
No, I will
but
not.
yeah,
Don't tell me what to do and live my life.
Travis, I'll let you go first. Who do you think is winning and why?
What was the match again, real quick? My bad.
The Women's Tag Team Championship.
Women's tag.
match.
I'm sorry. I would do the Iconics, but I think Sasha and Bayley are going to retain. I think that's just what's going to happen. I don't really see if the Iconics win it where they would. I mean, they could have rematches with Bayley and Sasha, but what other babyface tag teams are on that level of Bayley and Sasha to put into that tag title match in the future? I don't know. Do I care a lot about? I mean, I kind of care about the match, and I don't want to say I don't care, but they're already kind of making those women's tag belts seem secondary.
Yeah. I get that. I 100% get that. Logan, who do you have?
I got the Iconics winning, bold prediction, right after Viscera takes that big-ass donut out of Kofi Kingston's hand.
Sounds
Knew
like a
it.
plan. Sounds like a plan.
Because it looks like he's reaching for it. Just saying.
He does kind of. Kuzon, who do you got winning?
I don't care about this match.
Fair enough.
This should be a no contest match. Nia Jax should pull her fucking trousers down, fucking show everyone her butt cheeks. We're going off there. For
Now,
10 minutes.
Kuzon, is that any way to talk about me on my biggest?
Oh no! Don't do that. That made me really uncomfortable when you put that on Twitter.
The fucking oh my god! Hold on, real quick. Shout out to OJ with the suggestion of the Samoan buffet brigade. Fuck, I fucked it up. The fucking Samoan buffet brigade. Like, Jesus Christ.
Oh my, bruh. She's gonna fucking pull those down, fucking smegma everywhere. No one asked for all that.
I would too.
I'm disgusted now. Yeah, I'm Logan. I'm with your bold prediction. I guess my pick to win is the Iconics. This is purely out of who I want to win. I don't have any inkling as to who would win. I think it would probably be the Bus and Hog.
Boston. Are you talking about Nia's team or Bailey's team? Sorry.
That's a great question. Fucking Bus and Hog.
Boston Hog reminds me of the Dukes and Hazzard for some reason. I don't know why.
It's been a long
Just
day.
some good old
Boston
boys.
Hog.
Just a good old ball.
I know it's late for Kuzon. But
Sorry,
Jesus.
Kuzon. You can have your eggs talking about this and watching Papa Shango play peekaboo.
All right.
I'm going
Good.
with the Iconics to win. Hammers, who do you have winning?
I think WrestleMania is going to be iconic.
Fuck yeah.
Thank you.
Blah.
All right. Next match. Let's see. We got the Intercontinental Championship on the line. I think we're like halfway through this.
Demon.
Good lord. We got Bobby Lashley versus the advertised Demon Finn Balor.
Demon.
They've advertised the Demon. There's no way he's
Demon.
not winning. It's
Demon.
Balor.
Demon.
The Demon.
Hammers, do you have anyone? Who do you have?
Demon.
Travis?
Demon.
Demon.
You know,
All right.
I don't want to keep making it, this longer, but it wouldn't surprise me if it wasn't the Demon. It was just Finn Balor playing mind games.
I mean, that could be something, but
Yeah, Finn Balor wants to get the shit boot out of him. They want to turn him heel. Could you imagine?
Right, I was gonna say, like, if you advertise the Demon and then don't deliver, that's not gonna go well for anyone.
This WrestleMania card right now with Kamala looks just amazing.
Honestly, I'd be
That
okay.
should have been Angle's last opponent.
Kamala. You mean Kamala, the man who doesn't have any feet anymore?
Kurt Angle
my.
may as well not have any the way he wrestles. So what's the
That's
fucking
fair.
difference?
That's fair. Speaking of, I guess we'll head to that one match next. Fucking, oh man. Kurt Angle's farewell match. Kurt Angle versus my fucking man, Baron Corbin. Who do you guys have and why? I myself am taking Baron Corbin to win. Who does everyone else have? Travis, who do you have winning?
Well, let me tell you, bro. It's a swerve, bro. There ain't gonna be no Baron Corbin, bro. You're gonna get The Undertaker, bro. Interrupting him during his entrance, bro. Watch the fucking show and see.
All right.
Possible.
Okay. Logan, who do you have?
I gotta agree with Travis.
You're saying a swerve and it's The Undertaker versus Angle?
Yes. I'm going bold tonight.
All right. If anyone's interrupting and making it a different match, it's got to be Cena. That's the only person I don't know why the fuck Undertaker would make any sense.
He hasn't missed a
But-
Mania since like 2000.
Well, I think Undertaker's gonna interrupt Elias, and then that's gonna be their fucking thing. But we'll see what happens. Kuzon, who do you have?
I think Cena's gonna show up because Cena had Kurt as his first match, didn't he? On the main roster. So yeah, I think they're gonna do that.
Fair enough. Hammers, what about you?
It's going to be Baron Corbin getting cleanly sweeped, and then Cena comes out and challenges him.
So you're saying Angle pulls double duty, beats Corbin clean, and then fights Cena?
Yes.
That I pray that Angle has the fucking lung capacity to make it happen.
What I'm saying is that Baron Corbin gets like easily defeated, like 15 seconds or 20 seconds, and then
Angle slam, boom, done.
yeah, like
That'd be
quick
an
angle
interesting
slam,
one.
twist his ankle. Yeah, and then Cena comes out. I was like, you know what? I think you should have a better opponent than him. And then they kind of both look at each other, like knowing, okay, we're gonna start dancing here.
And he says
I could see
no.
it. It just is like, nah, yeah, I'm
And-
good.
And goes like, oh
Oh.
nah, you good? Fuck you.
Yes.
Fucking carry my bag,
You
pussy.
good, fam. I'm good. So I'm the only one who just thinks it's gonna be just as advertised. I'll take it, I guess. But yeah, I'm picking Corbin. Next up, we got the United States Championship match that might not happen. Mysterio's supposedly injured, so we'll see what happens. But we got Samoa Joe defending against Rey Mysterio. I've no fucking idea who's gonna win. I'm just taking Joe to retain. Actually, you know what? No, I think Mysterio wins. Mysterio is my pick to win.
Oh my god, Travis.
I'm going Joe. I feel like he just lost to Angle, for fuck's sake. And how long did it take him to win his first goddamn title? How long has he eaten shit booking-wise for years at this? Talk about momentum loss. You gotta go, Joe. And Rey Mysterio is gonna be over until the end of time. No matter how many losses he eats till he retires, it just is what it is.
Yeah, I feel that. Logan, before you die on us, who do you have and why?
I got Samoa Joe winning, but it's going to be a really good match. I think this is going to open WrestleMania. That's a prediction.
I could see this being a good opener. Hammers, who do you have?
Joe taps out Mysterio.
All right, and Kuzon, I don't think I asked you. Who do you have?
I think that Mysterio might get like cut in an angle, like Samoa Joe might end up like fighting, like beating him up, like before the match begins, and then we get Mustafa Ali coming in.
Okay.
I don't know why.
I don't know, because Ali just lost clean to Joe on SmackDown tonight.
That might be a lead-in. You know, I understand, you know, completely where you're coming from, but I believe, like, you know, Mustafa Ali and Samoa Joe have had a really good feud, and I think that this would be a really good way of cementing Mustafa Ali as like he deserves to be where he is. So
I'll take it. Jesus Christ, Travis, you're just making the best poster I've ever seen in my life. You got these fucking sideways.
And if Rey Mysterio can't go, oh Jesus Lord,
yes,
I can't do
You're
it.
irritating Kuzon when you guys laugh at it. It's so
My bad.
I'm at this point.
no, it's
John
fine.
Cena. John Cena could also come out and save Rey Mysterio and challenge Samoa Joe.
That would
Oh, that'd be
definitely be an interesting one, yeah.
That'd be sweet.
All right, no holds barred. If Triple H loses, he must retire from in-ring competition. Triple H versus Drax. We got, you know, good old Davey Boy Batista. Who do you guys have and why? I'll go first. Triple H, no question in my mind. There's no way they're gonna play the whole he's done everything except beat me and then have him not beat Batista. So I'm going with Triple H. Travis, who do you got?
I feel like when they first announced this match, I'd rather them just, instead of showing the match, put like big screens down at the stadium and just show the movie No Holds Barred. But now, after seeing the last couple of weeks, kind of more in like back to your Twitter post, I think yesterday, Colin, you seem more hyped now than you did at the beginning, you know? And I think that's credit to Dave. And that promo from
For sure.
Love or Hate the Guy was fucking good promo on Raw last week.
Oh, it was great because we got Paul. We got like the naturally like funny guy he
Paul!
is.
Bring me a soda.
Right. And so I loved it. I thought the comedy worked, and I think Batista's promo where he just said "kiss my ass" and then dipped out, like I think it's been done perfectly. So I mean, I'm on board for it. But like, so who do you have winning?
I gotta go Triple H. I think when he does retire, there's gonna be a hell of a lot more build. Because say what you want, there hasn't been a lot of build. There's been a lot of other stuff going on for this fucking 18,000 matches on this card. I feel like when he finally does have his day in the sun, it's kind of gonna be like a Kurt thing, like a last world tour retirement thing, kind of yada yada.
Yeah, for sure. Kuzon, who do you have?
I'm gonna go with Batista because they wouldn't bring, in my opinion, they wouldn't bring Batista. This is a purely personal thing between either Batista or to do with Hunter. I think there's some, like, they probably either brought Batista in because Hunter wanted to have a good, like, retirement match. I wouldn't mind if this was also Batista's last match as well. This is like, let him finish off strong, and like Triple H has been like doing the job for pretty much everyone. He'd want to go out on his back, and the only I think it'd be like a really, I don't think it's gonna be like a Stone Cold Rock kind of thing. I genuinely think they're gonna have a really good match, and then Batista's just gonna fucking dominate Triple H at the end because it's too much for him to handle. You can see that the wear and tear has set in. Like he's too old now. He can't go. Obviously he can, but
I get that.
I agree with you, Kuzon, and I also want to say it's a good possibility that this is Batista's last match because he did state it in the promo, like on the first Raw, he came back, like, and got to actually, demand that match and all that.
Mm-hmm.
My bold prediction is something that nobody else has actually predicted. Ric Flair costs Batista the match and helps Triple H win.
I hope not. But I mean, I could see it. But I hope not.
What's he gonna do when he goes out there?
Right, exactly.
But
like
he's just gonna cry and distract him.
Because I mean, I feel like with the ramp size, it'll take him 47 minutes to get down the ramp as he hobbles like the old man that he is, and then when he gets in, he's just gonna start dropping elbows on his fucking sports coat.
A half hour later, he's just gonna get in the ring and be like,
Batista's
"Hey guys."
gonna look at him like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And then Triple H is gonna roll him up.
Well, I got an even better bold prediction. Ric Flair comes up with Triple H during the entrance, and actually it's a double turn. Ric Flair turns on Triple H and helps Batista win.
Logan, don't be ridiculous. Stephanie has to get her entrance in.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. I mean, that's one way of going at it. I could see it, I guess, but like, I think Triple H wins. I think it's just a very straightforward match. They shake hands. That's it. Done and done. And I think Triple H's retirement match will easily be to someone from NXT, sort of like a call up and then into, skyrocketing him into the world and everything like that.
Hammers.
Hammers, who do you got winning?
Oh man. I'm hoping this is better than their Vengeance match and their Backlash match. I really want to see Try win it.
Try.
But it's gonna be a crazy one to say, but I think Try wins it, but not from Ric Flair, but from Undertaker.
Ooh.
Ew.
Is that setting up Undertaker for a match next year?
I'm just gonna say because Triple H and Undertaker have this kind of special bond of a bit of being the last of an era that really can't be matched. I think those two are gonna leave the arena together, no homo, and just kind of walk off into the sunset together, no homo.
I hope it is homo. I hope they like hold hands up the ramp on the way back.
I hope they do the dick spot.
Butt cheeks.
Dude, fuck, go all out. It's Mania. Get the lollipops out, boys.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Oh,
All right,
oh.
on to our, our main
Visuals, huh?
our main times. So WWE Championship match: Daniel Bryan versus Kofi Kingston, the Wonder Boy. Who you guys got and why? I myself 100% think there is no goddamn way Kofi Kingston doesn't walk away with the WWE title. And this is why. I think they're going to give Kofi the feel-good win because he's been in the company for so long. The fans want it, and it's going to make for a good moment, and they like to have the good WrestleMania moments. Kofi Kingston will win. And this is an obvious spoiler about who I think is winning the Universal Championship match. Kofi Kingston wins. SmackDown moves to Fox. Lesnar comes over onto SmackDown, and he beats Kofi for the WWE title. But, jumping ahead of myself, that's my prediction. I think Kofi wins. Travis, who do you have?
And in the meantime, pissing off everyone on social media doing that with Brock, and I think that would be brilliant. And that's kind of a two birds with one stone. Get people invested again and pissed off, all the marks, get them rolled up, and get that mainstream player on the Fox show.
Yeah.
You've got, at this point, how many times have we ever seen so many gauntlet matches back to back? The answer is never. They've overdone it. They've already overbooked it at this point, just like the Ronda shit. That stuff jumped the shark for sure this week on Raw. We'll get there in a little bit. Kofi Mania. You just have you could take the belt off him on Tuesday. I don't care. This moment, this match, you got to go Kofi. You just have to.
100%. I agree. Kuzon, who do you got and why?
Yeah, it's got to be Kofi. And like I said, like even if you do take the title off of him for whatever reason, even the Tuesday night after, that's fine. Whatever. Just it has to be now.
And how amazing is it, real quick, guys, and I won't go too long, that, yes, all the the PNG photoshops on the thumbnail we're watching right now, but literally we're debating and predicting Kofi Kingston in a WWE title match at WrestleMania, and we're going to go probably across the boards picking Kofi to win. Who would have thought that a year ago, 2 years ago, ever saying that sentence? But it is reality. Jesus goddamn Christ.
It's pretty amazing, honestly, because it's 100% because Ali got injured and they just had Kofi fill in. Because if that didn't happen, there's no way in hell this match would be happening right now.
I'm not letting go of Mustafa either. You can call him Ali. I'm not letting go of that.
Oh no, I don't want to either. I refuse to stop calling him Mustafa Ali. I just had said it. It was the one case where I say the last name only. But yeah, and so I understand it. Like it's purely situational and by circumstance, but at this point, you've done so much and you've got like the fans on the edge of your seat. It would be hilarious if Bryan wins. Like I think it'd be the funniest thing Vince McMahon has ever done in his life. But you can't. It's got to be Kofi.
I would actually probably be one of those irritating marks if they did that for once and just be super pissed because it's the one thing I was more hyped than going into anything else on this show.
Oh no, it's the thing I'm looking forward to the most is seeing Kofi win. I've completely lost it with the fucking main event. I'm so tired of it now.
Oh yeah,
so I think because I'm like that's the thing I'm most looking forward to is Kofi winning the fucking belt finally.
Does it come out with his old theme and his old?
Yes.
No, because he's not Jamaican, and so it wouldn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, but he still had the gimmick for years after. He didn't talk Jamaican. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm not on about the Jamaican gimmick. Like,
no, I know
specific.
I know you're saying he wouldn't come out like just with the theme, but I mean, it's like I could see it though. I feel like they might do something where they come out as the New Day. At first, but then
and he takes off the New Day shit, and it's the Kofi stuff underneath, and then
right, yeah, and then Big E and Woods back out, and then they start playing the theme. I think that would.
And if they're gonna back out again at WrestleMania, they have to do that shuffle back out like they did when the Hardys came out. That was amazing. A little walk Big E did.
When he for sure. Hammers, who do you got and why?
Oofa. This is Daniel Bryan's to lose, but I think Kofi's going to win it. There's all the situations point just straight to Kofi winning it, and a well-deserved victory by Senior Kofi. So
For sure. Logan, I don't think I got to you. Who do you got? Who do you have winning?
I have Kofi Kingston winning.
I swear to God, I thought you were gonna say Brian. I was gonna fucking reach for this goddamn computer screen and strangle you.
Same. I was getting in my car literally. If you would have said that coming in.
I got Kofi Kingston winning the title. Big E and Xavier Woods out there to celebrate with him, with them on their shoulders, and then they turn on him.
No.
You evolutioned him. You mother.
That would be great. That would be great.
No, I am so fucking against a heel turn by the New Day. Just
Colin
for once.
One day,
sure.
Colin, though, it will have to happen, but I don't think it's going to be.
I don't think it has to happen at all. I genuinely think until they because I don't know like whose contract expires first, what the fuck it'll happen or what have you. I think they all stay in WWE until they retire, and I think they retire as the New Day. I think they go down as probably one of the greatest factions I think already they're one of the greatest factions in WWE history. And so I think they go, and I don't think they need to break up. And even if they do,
It's going to be a Nakamura thing from last year.
No, even if they do break up, they don't have to do it because one of them turns. They can just say, all right, let's go do something else.
What's the Nakamura thing from last year, Logan?
They think he hands him the belt, but then he actually low blows him.
Oh, okay.
But not like I'm not saying it like that, but like just as a heel
the whole
turn,
idea
like a shocker.
it, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
a shocker.
I could see it, but I hope it doesn't. I just want Kofi to have that happy moment that we can always look back on, and then we'll see what happens. But yeah, so we got Kofi all across the board. There's no way it can't be. By the way, I just want to point out that assuming he's ringside for the match, which, I mean, if New Day isn't, I don't want Rowan there either, but I just want to point out that if Rowan is ringside, he is the only Wyatt family member to ever reach the main event of WrestleMania in some shape or fashion, and that's just fucking mind-boggling to me that it's Rowan.
Luke Harper was in a ladder match at WrestleMania 15 for the IC.
Wait, no. Bray Wyatt was a fucking world champion.
He wasn't the main event, though. That match went on third from
you didn't say the main event. This isn't the main event either.
Oh, wait, yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. I'm stupid.
You fucking bozo?
You're right. You're right.
Stupid! How
you know what?
fitting we're talking about Kofi.
You're absolutely right. You're completely right. I totally just had a fucking, like, just shit moment. All right, moving on then.
Future endeavored, Colin.
Yeah, I'm done. This is why I don't host.
It is time, guys! The fucking top of Everest. I think we made it to the.
No, we haven't.
We haven't. The goddamn Universal title match.
We still got Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I want to believe that WWE is just gonna make this a good, feel good, give everyone what they want moment. I think Kofi's winning. I think everyone else who people want to win is gonna win. I'm picking Seth Rollins. This is definitely one where, like, if it's Brock, I'm not going to be that surprised. But I'm picking Seth Rollins to win.
Just for what we saw in the Go Home on Raw this week with Rollins, which I like that segment a lot, but I feel like because it was on the Go Home, Brock wins. What we saw come out of that with Rollins looking the stronger out of the two. How many times have you seen that? How many times you see Brock doesn't really get consecutively booked week like that? And I said it on fucking Union Smack. I ranted about it. I will not rant about it here. I'll make it short and sweet. The timing of bringing back Roman Reigns was so fucking bad for Seth Rollins. It totally overshadowed his Rumble win, his Road to Mania. I'm sorry. They should have just fucking waited, not told anyone, kept that shit top secret that he was cancer-free. Fucking Raw after Mania. Roman Reigns just magic shows up unannounced. What? Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. You do that shit after Rollins. What you did here was you canceled out Rollins at first. Finally, we're seeing fire, but it's taken how many weeks? You know?
Right.
Brock, man. As much as I hate to say it, Brock.
Hammers, what about you?
It feels like they're going to go they're leading us. It's like watching a little doggy just walk. You're walking your little dog down the street, like, oh, this is gonna happen. This is gonna happen, and then next thing you know, some random ninja just decides to drop kick your dog off of a bridge, and then come back up with that dog from underneath that bridge, and then toss it Jack Black style off that bridge again, and then grab that dog, run it back, and then football throw it over into the ocean. Brock Lesnar's going to win.
And that dog has been some of our favorite baby faces over the past couple years on Raw, hasn't it? You just throw one in, or you pick another one back up, bring it on top of the bridge. A new baby face to kick down with Brock, like Balor and so many guys.
What about people? What
No. This is the same baby face. This isn't like
I know, but I'm saying it's kind of like if you do it that way too, just this constant fucking assembly line of just people to feed to Brock that he hasn't needed.
I fair enough. Kuzon, who do you got winning?
Well, Hammers didn't pick.
I thought no, he did. He said Brock.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Yeah. So
trying to fucking kill dogs and shit. What's wrong with you? No, it's time for the Perfect Waste to do his thing. Mr. Perfect Waste himself. All right, we gotta do the gimmick. We gotta have the Universal
2 out of 3. Because I'm like, I think you picked Balor with that. So yeah, I think 2 out of the 3 members of the Perfect Waste Club walk away with gold. You know, poor Brian Kendrick, but I mean he's
not in the company anymore.
Have any new members been added? Because I feel like EC3 should be in the Perfect Waste Club.
Oh no, you good?
That shit's made of granite, dog. What are you talking about?
No, I would advocate for EC3, but I mean, Jag, what do you mean? He was on 205 Live tonight. Kendrick is still there.
Oh no!
Didn't shave it off. He's babyface Kendrick again.
Yeah, he shaved the beard off.
He's not perfect anymore. He's a fucking embarrassment to this business, to this company. All right, we're bringing in fucking Tajiri. All right, we're bringing in Tajiri. Will Ospreay.
Remember when Tajiri was on 205 Live for all of a cup of coffee and then just said, "You know what? I'm fine."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, wasn't there like a hurricane back at his home? Like he had an emergency or something?
Something like that.
A tsunami's still there.
He's just swimming around looking for his family.
Oh, so sad.
Jesus.
Do you guys know what Tajiri means in Japanese?
Kuzon, I think you picked Rollins.
Seth Rollins.
Logan, who do you got winning and why?
I have Zach Gowen beating Brock Lesnar.
You're a bad person.
I knew it.
Ban this man.
No, I'm going with it. I'm going burn it down, Seth Rollins. I like the fact that a lot of people pointed this out. Brock Lesnar has had his best matches against guys like AJ Styles, Finn Balor, and he will have a really good match against Seth Rollins. I think the reason why I think Seth Rollins is going to win this, and this is honestly probably the boldest prediction ever, but Seth Rollins has stated in a promo, okay, he said that you've beaten AJ Styles, you've beaten Finn Balor, but you're not going to beat me. I feel like it's time to give that one guy that's like its size of AJ Styles to beat Brock Lesnar, and it's Seth. Even though everybody's complaining about his merchandise sales, which he's still number 6 on the board, I don't understand why they're bitching about it and saying, "Oh well, he's not in the top 5. He's 6." Why?
The fact that anyone sells merchandise anymore, I don't know who the fuck designs their shirts, but he needs to be fired and executed.
It's Mrs. Clemens' 2nd grade elementary school class.
Right. Well, they all need to be fucking expelled.
That fucking shirt you showed me real quick the other day, that WrestleMania, that was horrific.
Oh my god, it's awful. All the merches. I mean, the Kofi shirt's pretty dope, but everything else is just terrible.
We need a Perfect Waste shirt.
We do.
We do.
I think everyone gave their prediction. We got 2 for Lesnar, the rest of us for Rollins. Now,
Travis, where's Shelton?
He's in the fucking Battle Royal.
Put Shelton on there.
He's fucking dead. No, he's dead to me.
He's probably dead to Vince
I got
McMahon.
so
back.
excited for that 1 week the other week ago when he was with Heyman, and now he's just out there with Primo and all those guys. Fuck.
That was good.
He was
That was
fucking in an 18-man mixed tag team match on SmackDown.
Oh yeah.
That was just a pure advertisement for the Battle Royals.
No
and I'm
wonder,
sorry,
no
Christ,
wonder
what's
Mia
happening.
Yim fucking makes fun of him nonstop.
Quick note of that. I'll be real quick. Me and my dad were about to watch Walking Dead because we're like really low on it at the moment. We haven't watched a lot of it. He turned it over, goes, "Oh, SmackDown's on. Oh, let's watch a little bit of that." Puts it on, and I see that mixed tag team match. He's like, "You want to watch a bit of this?" I was like, "Oh no, you need to turn this off real quick. You need to turn this off now."
It went, honestly, it lasted longer than like 10 minutes, and I was genuinely amazed. The second I looked at the match card, I'm like, oh, there's no way this match goes longer than 5 minutes. It's just, and it still eventually ended up just being a disqualification, no contest, because everyone just started beating the shit out of each other.
Mhm.
I did, however, learn that my new intergender dream match is Shelton Benjamin versus Nikki Cross, because that was a thing that happened for a second, and it was pretty good.
But now,
Anyways,
like you said though, Colin,
we
now,
finally
pal.
reached the mountain. We finally reached the peak of the mountain, the main event of WrestleMania. Winner takes all triple threat match for the Raw Women's and the Raw Women's belt and the SmackDown Women's belt. Ronda Rousey, the Raw champion, versus Charlotte Flair, the SmackDown champion, versus the Royal Rumble winner, Becky Lynch. I am taking Becky Lynch. I feasibly cannot see them giving it to anyone else. If Ronda and Brock if either of them retain, the rest of the card's getting shit on. No one's gonna go, and especially because this is main eventing, there's no way they're not giving it to Lynch because everyone would go home pissed off if it was anyone else. It's gotta be Becky Lynch. Travis, who are you taking?
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Honestly, I had to go Becky Lynch too. Another case of what COVID, but I don't think they're going to do all three titles. All three are not going to be feel-good moments. I think that's a safe bet. There's no way they're going to do that.
I genuinely think we will get Kofi Rollins and Lynch all as champions, just for the sake that it's WrestleMania and people, they want to send them home happy. I think, hopefully.
Here's the thing. This might not be popular. I don't really give a fuck. I want Charlotte to win because Charlotte is the goddamn best female in that entire company, across the boards, total package-wise. People don't like it. You know why people don't like it? Because she's a great heel. She's a much better heel than a babyface. Yes, it was a dumbass booking decision with Asuka on SmackDown. That aside, she's head and shoulders above any other woman in that company for the most part for me. Becky Lynch is okay. I think she's, dare I say, overrated a bit. Come at me. Ronda, it is what it is. She's learning as she goes, but she's kind of, I don't want to say prodigy of pro wrestling like Angle was, but she's picked it up very well in my mind. What they did on Raw totally jumped the shark. It was Benny Hill theme written all over it. I actually saw a fucking video with the Benny Hill theme already with that silly cop car chase, all that bullshit on Raw that was unneeded on one of the most overbooked builds to any WrestleMania in history. That covers a lot of ground, guys. 35 years worth. This has been so overbooked when in the very beginning, it was so simple. So simple to book this. But I want Charlotte, but my head's telling me Becky Lynch.
I agree with everything. I did not like the segment on Monday Night Raw. I thought it just dragged the fuck on. Like, I was genuinely, like, annoyed. Like, I was physically angry watching Charlotte and Ronda just kind of, like, drag and kick their feet and, like, trying to stop getting pulled. I'm like, Jesus Christ, just fucking go. Like, I was so pissed off at it. And just everything. I was reading an article on some fucking web wrestling site, and they tracked the actual, like, what kind of crimes they would each fall under. And, like, there was like, all in a total, like, 15 counts of assaulting an officer, grand theft auto, you know, destruction of property. Like, they should be in actual jail. And so, but yeah, it's so overbooked. Adding Charlotte was stupid. They should have just kept it natural with Becky and Ronda. But I mean, we're here where we are. But yeah, so Kuzon, who do you got and why?
It's gonna be Becky. Like, there's no denying it. Like, if you do anything else, then it's just everyone's gonna go home pissed. People are gonna be on Twitter and people are gonna cry. Yeah, but yeah, it's got to be Becky.
Gonna be insufferable with the Becky stands. Insufferable with the Becky stands if she doesn't win this match.
This shouldn't be the main event. I don't care.
100%
I
agree.
don't.
agree too.
I don't care.
The second they started, like I was okay with it being Charlotte, Ronda, and Becky as the main event, and then they put the belt on Charlotte. I was like, nah, I'm fucking done.
And you know what, fellas? And if I'm wrong, I'm very sorry. I apologize. But I think it's safe to say I speak for all of us. If you're one of those cocksuckers that call somebody sexist because they don't feel this should main event, get the fuck out of our stream right now because you're not the kind of person we want listening to this show. I hate that shit in modern professional wrestling. Yes, I'm very proud of the women in wrestling. People always go, well, you just don't like women. No, I like it. It's just how it's presented is my issue with it, and how you stupid fucks take it on Twitter. You totally spin everything with your goddamn agendas. Don't come at me because I'm not going to tell you anything you're going to want to hear, and I'm going to shut you down. So it's.
I 100% agree. And I've dealt with it before with people on Twitter that I've gotten into arguments with. It's not a sexist thing. It's a matter of the fact that it sucks. This whole build-up has fucking been awful and way overbooked. And I would be 100% more on board with watching Kofi raise the belt at the end of Mania instead of Lynch at this point. And so yeah, so I mean, I 100% agree with that. Hammers, who do you got winning?
Put me on last. I gotta still think about this for a moment.
All right, Logan, who do you got winning and why?
I got Lex Luger winning.
Christ Almighty!
What's wrong with you?
Well, if
No,
that
I got-
happens, nobody wins.
I got Becky Lynch winning, and I actually have Becky Lynch pinning making Ronda Rousey submit.
If she taps out anyone other than Ronda, it's still gonna be one of those, like, that's the thing that's like my fear is that, and back to what Travis said, if Becky doesn't win, the Becky stands will be, I mean, I'll be pissed off too, but I mean, not to like the extent of other people will be. But I can already tell if Becky taps out Charlotte instead, there's going to be plenty of people complaining that she didn't tap out Ronda, so it doesn't count, or it just wasn't as good. And I was like, it's over with. We got what we wanted. Let's move the fuck on, you know?
Yeah, I agree with you. I just feel like, this is like, kind of like the Seth Rollins and Kofi Kingston thing, like we mentioned before. It's just, if Becky Lynch doesn't win, it just does not make any sense for the storyline. Because all this build-up for Becky Lynch to be, kind of treated as like the Daniel Bryan a couple years ago at WrestleMania 33. Her back's against the wall. If she doesn't win, then it just doesn't... there was no reason to book her that way.
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
Hammers, it's back to you. Who do you got winning?
This is been the tricky part for me, because with how they put the SmackDown title on Charlotte, it leads me to believe that they're going to put Charlotte over and have her tap out Ronda and have her be both the Raw and SmackDown Women's title champion, the women's champion. I want to see Beth so badly win this, and I want to see. It's gonna sound weird, but I want to see her. I would rather have this be elimination, and I think it would be a good idea to have it as an elimination match. But if we're going just to go with the straight up three-way, all roads either point to Charlotte or Becky to win, and my heart says Becky, but my mind says Charlotte.
So you're going with Charlotte. All right. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is fucking WrestleMania. We got 15 already confirmed matches, a 16th, a probable 17th and 18th on the way the day of. It's going to be a long weekend. WrestleMania is slated to go like 7.5 hours.
Yeah.
It's going to be a doozy.
Damn, better not.
You won't hear from Travis for a couple days since he's going.
No, I'm going to need a little bit of time. To recoup. Speaking of a little bit of time, we went big time for this one tonight, guys. First and foremost, thank each and every one of you guys so much for coming on. Kuzon especially, man, staying up so late. One more time, where can everyone catch you? First, Kuzon.
Love it, Hammers.
I'm sorry.
It happens. It's mania season. You get the fever.
Kuzon, where can they find you on the internet?
It's 6:30 in the morning now.
Jesus.
It's a fun time. You can find me at Kuzon TV on Twitter. I do video games at twitch.tv/Kuzon_TV. I'm playing through Fable 2 because that's one of my favorite games ever. You can find me on the K&H show, which is I don't know the URL for it. I think Hammers knows it.
I don't either.
Oh, fuck. I'll Google it.
Yeah.
Carry on.
All right, you go ahead and you Google it, figure it out. Thanks again, buddy. I'll see you next time. Welcome back. It's so good to have you back. And Hammers, man, thank you for being a guest. Thank you for having me on your show the other day. One more time, where can everyone catch you real quick?
You can find me on Twitter at Hammers from Hell. You can find me on YouTube at the K&H Show, which I don't know the URL at all. You can try to find me on Facebook or Instagram or all your other favorite porno sites, but you can't because you got them fat asses.
I was waiting for that. You popped me. You got me, Hammers.
Found it.
You got me.
Found it.
Logan, motherfucking goddamn Hollywood Hogan. What can I say? Buddy, welcome, or not welcome. Thank you for being on. It's been a long night. My voice all fucked up like one of the Muppets. Holy shit. Where can everyone catch you real quick?
You guys can check me out on Future Entertainment. Future Wrestling Episode 1 will be coming out soon. Actually, it's slated for Saturday during the Hall of Fame. You guys can also check out our NXT post show coming up this Friday night as well. I'll be joined by somebody. But also, maybe a post show for WrestleMania. Maybe, just maybe. And you guys can check me out on Twitter at Logan Myers 144.
Very nice, very nice. And I will see you, my friend, inside the Hibiki Pro Zone sooner than later right here on the channel. Get over there, check all these guys out. One more guy to check out. My God, pal, Colin. It's good to have Slam Picks back. Thank you for, I feel like you took the baton from me and you helped me with hosting duties on this marathon episode. One more time, where can everyone catch you? All that goodness.
You can check me out on Twitter at UberTieGuy. I'm always live streaming wrestling. It's what I talk about the most. It's the only thing I know is pro wrestling. So yeah, just check me out on Twitter at UberTieGuy.
And finally, as always, at the Hibiki TMD on Twitter. Check out all the goodness. Hit that subscribe right down below. The next time you hear from me, don't miss it this Saturday night live on vacation. Location, wherever the fuck word I want to say for it, in New York. Me and Mike, the original Slam Pigs, live on location, talk about WrestleMania 9 review this Saturday. Don't miss it. Until then, Slam Pigs podcast, WrestleMania 35 prediction show is in the books. Around the boards, high fives everywhere. See you guys next time right here, Slam Pigs podcast. Oink oink, motherfucker.